Good day, good people. We're finding the year of the vibrant Tooling Dave, Bravo Dave, and Almino Cars. Few know me as the man who can do an intro, I promise, but most know me as the man who flubbed that up tremendously, but could have flubbed it up more tremendously. I'm the United States Avery. Welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. We are in the middle of a murder case. No, we're not actually. Right now, it's just maybe attempted murder or assault with a deadly weapon. I have a feeling this person's gonna die regardless, but we'll see. I'm also thinking to myself, do I need like a cork board for this series? Probably not. If you've been with me on the trails, at least the Trails to Azure and the Trails from Zero experience, you know what I'm talking about. I don't think I need a cork board for this series though. Famous last words. I don't think you generally need a cork board for, but since this one is like over both games, so over all Chronicles, it feels like a lengthier Ace Attorney experience, you know what I mean? But I digress. Let's get to this person's room. Because they are hiding something. Last time, Herlock said to us, hey, they hiding something. I don't know if it's to do with your case or not, but they sure hiding something. You know what I hate? People who hide things. You know what I hate? Hide and seek. You know what I hate? Waldo, always hiding somewhere. I hate hiders. And I'ma find out what they trying to hide from me. You Peregrine. Tell me, was the detective chap, I forget his name, still hard at work down there? Herlock Sholmes? Yes, rings a vague bell, and that detective business, isn't really my thing, I'm afraid. Yes, well, Sholmes is, in his element down there, yes, a jolly good show. Another cup of tea, if you please, Joan. Are you gonna overspill it? Now then, why don't you— no! For the umpteenth time, woman, why will you watch what you're barley well doing? I shall be serving dinner shortly, sir. Yes. I like food. All is forgiven. Frightfully rude of me, but I'm afraid I shall have to ask you to take your leave if you'd be so kind. Oh, yes, of course, sir. We are deeply grateful for all of your assistance. Not at all, not at all. Don't get much chance to talk with young foreigners like yourselves. It's been a pleasure. Best of luck and all that. Perhaps you could see yourselves out. According to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Gardeb, what is it backwards? It just feels like something that should be backwards. Rag. What's his first name? Did we ever get his first name? John. Whatever. Maybe it's actually a reference from one of the Sherlock Holmes novels. And since no other avenues of investigation seem open to us at the moment, perhaps we should do some digging. Wait a minute. I think this is the first time that I've seen him literally appear. No, I didn't want the window. Yeah, the glass is pretty murky, you can't see very clearly. Does this thing open at all, I wonder? I shouldn't underestimate the bitterness of a London winter. Sorry? As soon as you open that window, the tea will freeze in the pot. No Londoner would go opening the windows at dusk in the middle of winter, I assure you. Seems very unlikely that these two would have seen the incident then. Unless they had a reason to open the window because there was literally a fire. Oh, I need to actually— hey, what are you doing looking out the window, sir? What's he doing over there? Hurley! Mr. Sholmes! In the flesh, you said my name and I've appeared! Call me Joel Sholmes! Herlock Hendry! Say my name and I appear! I am Herlock Hendry! Anywho. Good gracious! When did you sneak in here? When we made the transition, I saw his backpack appear. Continue. Herlock Sholmes, sir, at your service. Whatever were you doing by the window? I am given to watching the evening skies and sunsets, madame. Yet sadly, cheerful as this room downstairs undoubtedly is, it lacks an aperture for such observation. so I took the liberty of borrowing the small corner space by the window up here. Well, keeping one's eye to the window at dusk is a prudent thing to do in London, I'm gathering. Ah, and one other thing, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, yeah, me? What's up? I thought perhaps you might be in need of a certain great detective's great mind. Yeah. Is her ladyship free? Oh, you mean you, Herlock? Oh. I mean, I guess she'll do. Wait, he's not talking about... Is he... I didn't expect to be going through that again so soon. Do you mean, Mr. Sholmes? There's a mighty secret in this modest room. My eyes see even the most trivial of trifles. I take it you're prepared, Mr. Naruhodo. I think so! Then there's just time enough for one of my greatly admired great deductions. Let us conclude before the matter, before dark. Feel like I should close the door, even though we'll get warm in here. The AC is a little loud. Mr. Garadeb, though it would seem you are a military man of considerable distinguished service, your standing as a landlord is most certainly not what one might call first-rate. I'm afraid, sir, that as all too clear to me. There are two conclusions I have been able to draw by a careful observation of your living arrangements. I beg your pardon. The first is that even as we speak, you are concealing the presence of a ferocious beast in your cave. Huh? Oh. Well, I didn't get that much from this, actually. And the second is that as a result of this beast's violent rampage, you have lost something very dear to you. Ah. Mr. Ardo, look! Old man's broken out in a cold sweat. Unbelievably, it seems Sholmes' conclusions are both spot on. How he gets there, however. How could you possibly? How could I possibly know, you mean to inquire? The answer couldn't be simpler, sir. For in the dense jungle of logic and reasoning, I am the king of beasts. I thought he was gonna say I am the machete that chops down the logic and reasoning. Oh! And I know only too well that wild beasts are not easily tamed. So, shall we begin? Once again, Herlock Sholmes is proud to present his Logic and Reasoning Spectacular! Spectacular! The Great Deduction. The game is afoot. Nature of the beast. It shouldn't take a great detective to see that a fearsome beast has been on the rampage as of late within these four walls. And the fourth wall is only concealing you, Mr. Aviator, that's me. Thus, we are faced with the question, what form might the beast take? He's looking at something. Ah, for a man with military breeding, your eyes are uncommonly candid. Aye. Your furtive glance, Mr. Gardeb, leads us directly to the answer. The true nature of the beast that has run rampant here is revealed by that lion statue. A wild lion was in this room. Yes. Though an army man, you appear unimposing at best. A fact that has fueled your admiration for the mighty lion, king of the beast. What is this pieful, I ask you? In the end, your admiration became so great, in fact, that you had a living, breathing specimen shipped from India, which you tried to keep in this very house. What? Yet living with such a wild beast proved more difficult than you had ever imagined. The chilling traces of a wild rampage are still very much in evidence. Well, yet as we look around, the beast in question fails to present itself. Where could this angry creature have disappeared to? Oh! Madame, me? I pray you do not consider me unchivalrous, but it is plain to me with one glance at your direction. It is. Your dress pocket gives us a handsome clue as to the beast's whereabouts. Oh, does it? For protruding from is a handbill advertising a circus show. Oh my gosh. Ah. Yes, you sought to dispose of this terrifying lion, Mr. Gardeb. At Batty Circus, a traveling show currently sojourning in a nearby park, I observe the tents. A very nice park, in fact, one of the greatest parks that Mr. McGilda so diligently, donated to the general public. A shame he is gone from this world. You sold the savage lion, sir, to the circus troupe. I most certainly did not. I believe I have made my point. That your point is a little dull, sir. The fearsome beast which ran amok in this room was an Indian lion. And a simple visit to the circus now will reveal the lion prancing jubilantly through a ring of fire. He thinks a lion was in this room, huh? The aftermath, huh? Okay. So there was a beast in here, I guess. Now, Mr. Garadeb. It is plainly clear to see that you still have deep feelings for this formidable beast. Indeed, in that blithe pose, the distress this loss has caused you was a veritably tangible. Your head weighs heavily on your shoulders. You feel being revealed by that supporting arm. Amid fits of tears, you let your beloved beast go. The strain of loss, of losing something rather so dear to you was clearly visible in your visage. Nonsense, man, I simply... But what we now must ask ourselves is the true cause of this pain. They both took a little look to the side. And we need only follow the direction of your gaze to find the answer. Yes, this pile of bills that has given rise to the pain you suffer. Every envelope contains another demand for payment, huh? Ah! And for cartloads of meat, potatoes, wheat, and tea. Indeed, feeding your beloved beast has had a devastating impact on your financial circumstances of your household. And you had no choice but to let it go. Yes, well, Now, in a final fit of rage, the ferocious beast carried out one last unimaginable attack. Unimaginable? The aftermatch, which can clearly be seen by observing the carpet over there. A very expensive wool. I clocked this early. I was like, it looks like there was a fire here. A very expensive woolen carpet, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, dearie me. What could have caused such a destructive outburst? She looks to the side again. Oh. This time, madame, I'm afraid it is you who has inadvertently revealed the truth to me. Your wandering eye has settled upon the very thing, answer very neatly indeed. Very much so. Verily. Yes, to explain the dire state of the carpet, we only need to look to the Tower of Cakes. Sir? Ah? There is no creature more dangerous on earth than a beast with an unsatiated appetite. Was it or was it not once said by a certain noblewoman, if they have no bread, let them eat cake? Sholmes, Food is at the heart of all tragedy, in fact. Whatever do you mean? Having tired of the taste of cake, the beast began to stalk its next prey. I'm sure I need not spell out the nature of this final attack carried out by the beast. There is only one logical conclusion. Worked into a frenzy by hunger, the lion attacked and ate the carpet. Now that might be the worst deduction yet. The teeth marks in the carpet are a perfect match with those of a lion I once saw in India. He might be a fool. He may be a fool. Thus concludes Herlock Sholmes' great deduction of this beastly puzzle. Yo, his jaw is like, oh, no, stop, no, no, my boy. What is the matter with you, Joan? You're pouring scalding hot tea all over me again. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Gardeb. I'm afraid I didn't notice. My deductions can be startlingly sharp. It stands to reason that your cup runs over. Indeed, my revelations can make people spill tears at times, too. Oh. Mr. Sholmes, I'm sorry to butt in again, but could I make an observation? Why, certainly, Mr. Naruhodo. What is it? Again. Well, your deduction just now, do you really think a lion could have rather fit in a room of this size? I was gonna say. Indeed, it is the only explanation, rather, for the facts. The terrifying truth all too often lies beyond the realm of common sense. But wouldn't it be an idea to consider what lies inside the realm of common sense as well? But if an uncaged lion had run amok in this very room, surely Mr. Gardeb and the maid would have been hurt, or worse. Ah, that's where you are stuck. No doubt the former military man held his own against the beast using that large cannon. I thought you said they sold the lion to the circus. What about the food? Meat and potatoes are one thing. But I don't believe I have ever heard of a lion that drinks tea or eats cakes. Ah! Well, not bakery cakes. My dear Miss Susto, it occurs to me with some regularity that irrespective of race and breeding, whenever anyone lands on Great British soil, they are infused with a highly appropriate taste for afternoon tea. You're telling me if I brought a lion to Great Britain, he'd be like, hey, forget my water, forget the steak, give me a spot of tea. Maybe a crumpet or two. Oh, what a glorious notion. Well then, Mr. Naruhodo, it's your turn to shine again, because these deductions suck. I had a feeling that was coming. A slight massage, that's all Mr. Sholmes' deductions need. You can do it. I mean, he had his ending points, I guess his two starting points, right? How he got to the conclusions were, yeah, this is gonna be it, Sholmes, we gotta talk. Do better. At least I'm not handcuffed this time. Excellent, I've been waiting for you, my trusty partner in deduction, to step forward, Mr. Naruhodo. We don't even know whether or not this is going to help with Mr. Natsume's case. Still, uncovering the truth is always worthwhile, whatever the motivation. At least that's what I want to believe. Let us start again. From the beginning of Herlock Sholmes' Logic and Reasoning Spectacular, featuring Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Hold it, Mr. Sholmes. Hold it. Stop. Hammer time. The nature of the beast. It certainly shouldn't take a great detective to see that a fearsome beast has been on the rampage as of late in these four walls. Thus we are faced with the question, what form might the beast take? Ha! Your eyes! They are commonly uncandid. Aye. Your furtive glance, Mr. Gardeb, leads us directly to the answer. The true nature of the beast that runs rampant is this lion statue. Nope. I really didn't see the lion thing coming. No, but if you observe Mr. Gardeb's reaction, it does seem rather that some beast did run amok in this room. Yeah, something with a very fierce nature, but it couldn't have been a lion transported from India, so what was it then? You must follow Mr. Gardeb's glance, so that'll lead us to the true answer. Oh, it must be... This maid is his wife. She's the beast. They got into a fight. Oh my god. That's why she's been pouring hot tea on him all day. That's really funny. They look so happy in this picture too. It appears to be for Mr. Gardeb's wedding. He looks very happy, doesn't he? He does, but, whoops. Yeah, I missed that line. He does, but you can't make out his bride. I wonder what happened. Probably best not to delve too deep there. Oh, can I present this?
Take that!
The true nature of the beast that has run rampant here is revealed by that newlywed bride. Precisely, Mr. Naruto. No explanation. The bride being the beast is crazy. No other explanation could possibly see it fit. So there is no animal in here. It was just the maid or his wife. Yes, in this framed picture, and this framed, unless this is not the maid, and he's been cheating on. No, that's got to be the maid. They got the same kind of stature. This framed picture prints your wife, Mr. Garadeb, and while we lament the fact that her face is obscured, you can literally take it out of the broken frame and it should be fine, right? Why are y'all not doing that? I think that's the simplest solution. They're gonna have to replace the frame anyway. We can still make out her mighty arms and note the considerable horsepower they must contain. Ryunosuke. Indeed, surely any woman of such powerful constitution would be honored to be described as a beast. Honored might be stretching a point. Yeah, I was gonna say, she's about to clock you, dude. Too late, the fact remains that the beast, which so clearly savages room, is your wife, Mr. Garadeb. Ah! The chilling, not the roar afterwards still, the chilling chases of a wild rampage are still very much in evidence. That's crazy, dude. The roar, keeping the roar in there is nuts. Well, yet as we look around, the beast in question fails to present itself. Where could this angry creature have disappeared to? Oh. Me? I pray you do not consider me unchivalrous, but it's plain to see with one glance in your direction. It is... Your dress pocket gives us a handsome clue as to the guard beast's whereabouts. Nope, okay. The poor, fragile, defenseless woman is beside herself. I would not call her poor, fragile, or defenseless. I think she might have some horsepower arms. She might be a beast. Incarnate. Well, I don't know about fragile. Oh, dear. Anyway, Mr. Sholmes is right. There's no sign of Mrs. Garadeb anywhere. But it seems there may be a clue as to her whereabouts. A clue this maid is trying to hide. I wonder where Mr. Garadeb's wife could be. Oh, it's the ring, certainly. She's wearing a very large ring, look! Oh yes, a sunflower design with some rather nice embellishments? Is that what it said? Yes. And on his ring finger on her left hand, which means it's surely a wedding ring! It looks like it's on there for life, too. I can't imagine it would slide off a finger that side. Wow! That's something to think, not to say, Mr. Naruhodo. Do you know, Mrs. Garadeb's wife in the photograph had a ring very much like this one. It was a large sunflower design as well. Really? You have a great memory for these things. A large sunflower wedding ring. It's quite a coincidence they have the same ring, isn't it? Quite a coincidence, huh? Hey, but look, you have one too. Can I look at the sun and moon? I assume they just want me to present that. I wanted to look at the moon one. It looks like the, I mean, you know, sun and moon. That's very cute. I think that's actually really cute.
Take that!
Here, take this one. Got him! Your wedding ring gives us a handsome clue to the beast's current whereabouts. Oh! Indeed it does. That flowery band gleaming on your finger gives you away. For it is identical to the one shown on the hand of Mrs. Garadeb's wife in this photographic print. Snap! In other words, you are no ordinary housemaid. Oh! No. You are Mr. Garadeb's lucky bride. You are Mrs. Garadeb herself. Oh my! What? Oh, that was a fun little twist, actually. So like I saw the wedding picture, I was like, oh boy, screwed up. Well, jolly fine detecting, sir. As you rightly surmise, this is my wife, yes, my Joan. Rather let herself go, you might say, but she's still— oh my god, my eye! You earned that one, buddy. That was on you. It would appear that you don't live in the most comfortable of circumstances. After all, you are a retired military man, yet in the business of renting out rooms. I would assume, therefore, you have insufficient means to employ a maid. Would that be correct? It's not right, I tell you. I was 2nd Lieutenant of the 3rd Regiment. A man has his pride, don't you know? By golly, it's a sorry thing when a chap can't even afford to have a single maid in his employ. Yes, here in London, one is rather judged. A household cannot be considered worthy of society if it employs no staff at all. Though in my considerable opinion, such concerns about appearances are only a folly. You mean Mr. Garadeb has his wife work as his maid? Precisely. Am I right, Mr. Garadeb? That kind of sucks, huh? Only in company, obviously, but listen here, this must remain a secret, huh? Tip-top secret, please. Well, I mean, if I need it in court, I'm revealing it all. The raging wife of Mr. Garadeb solved. Yeah, I don't think she gnawed on the carpet. I do believe she got angry and caused a fire, though. Now, Mr. Garadeb. It's plainly clear to see that you still have deep feelings for this formidable beast. That is true. Indeed, in that blithe pose, the distress this loss has caused you is veritably tangible. Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders. The pain you feel being you must have gotten hurt, I guess. Mr. Sholmes is quite something. He's still calling Mr. Garadeb's wife a beast. Yes, as a woman, that feels rather uncomfortable. But Mrs. Garadeb is standing beside her husband as we speak. In other words, he hasn't lost his beloved at all, has he? Oh, how true. So perhaps that supporting arm that seems to be propping up his head has some other significance then. According to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Garadeb's pain is tangible, though. What could that pose really signify? We have never seen this side of his face. That's even when I was looking like this, I actually don't think we saw this side of his face. Like, I think they did a very good job of, like, making it so you could still only see that side of his face. Look at that. Man's got a slap cheek, huh? Oh my, look at that bright red mark, huh? Gosh, that's quite something, and clearly made by somebody's hand. Yes, Mr. Garadeb has been slapped on the face, it seems. Hard, huh? I've never seen such a clearly defined mark, huh? Whoever could have done such a thing? Well, there's a very limited number of candidates, I say. Maybe one candidate, huh?
Take that!
And she got him good too. She got all 5 fingers and the palm to the face. Wow. His head weighs heavily on his shoulders. The pain you can feel, is revealed by that slap cheek. And of course, the deliverer of that impressive mark on your cheek, that refuses to fade, was you, Madame Joan Garadeb. Well, yes. She even slapped her own cheek. You have been desperate to hide that slap mark on your cheeks. Ah, yeah, I may have been. That's why I've only looked this way. Yeah, they did a very good job. We only saw this half of him for the entire time. How the blazes? How did you work that out, man? Nothing escapes the notice of one's trained in the eye of observation, my dear fellow. That's why you haven't looked directly at us even once. To keep your other side. Once we see your other side, then all the truth will be revealed. Well, now let us proceed to the next conundrum, which means this happened pretty recently, to be honest. Why were you subjected to such a violent slap? In other words, we must ask ourselves what caused Mrs. Garadeb, Madame Garadeb, to fly into a rage. She is looking over to the side, and we need only follow the direction of your gaze to find the answer. I don't believe that's correct. It's this pile of bills. Wrong. I think it must be the apron that's on the cannon. I don't know what is the problem with it, though. Didn't Mr. Sholmes say that the bills were all for the lion fodder? Yes, but now we've established that the lion never existed, which can only mean that the thing responsible for gobbling up all that food was Mr. Garadeb's wife. No! Mr. Naruhodo, she's a person, not a thing! Yes, well, that's crazy. Naruhodo! She's a person who gave her husband a mighty slap around the face. One so hard, it left a perfect hand mark, in fact. Very good slap. She got good performance. Yes, why would a woman want to hit her husband with such force, I wonder? I'd love to know the answer to that question. I guess it is the... Oh, no. Someone must be reading this book at the moment. And there's a bookmark here, too. Mr. Gyaradev is clearly an avid reader. Oh, wait a minute. I don't think this is a bookmark. Oh, no, so it isn't. It's a note written in a woman's handwriting. Oh, James, I love you. Yours, Mary. Hey, John Gyaradev. You might have deserved those 5 fingers to the face. And look, next to the signature here, lip marks made with lipstick. Oh, what a passionate romantic gesture. Don't get any ideas, Susato-san. Oh dear, I'm sorry. So this bookmark is actually a love note then. Love note. Not gonna write you a love song, cause you asked for it, cause you need one. Write you a love song today. It's a love note that is given rise to the pain you suffer. Oh, James, I love you. Yours, Mary, passionate indeed. Perhaps the sender of this note. Oh, she is. Oh my! Hey, yo! She's about to rock and sock that man. She's about to. She's got that. That sunflower ring is about to be imprinted right on that man's forehead. Oh my gosh. Hey, get him, Joel. Hit him with the wham. Look like MJF over there with a dynamite diamond ring. She got that sunflower ring right now. The fly in the ointment here. Woo! A second slap. But I don't know the Bali woman. You don't know her? That note wasn't written to me. It was just in the book. I don't know how it got there, James. I was gonna say, I don't know another James, to my knowledge. I guess we'll meet one. It was just there, you say. That's right, that's what I've been. A likely story. Now listen here, Joan, old thing. I explained at the time. I brought the book at that secondhand place. And that note must have been in there. Okay, so now we have at least a slim connection. So the previous owner of this book was using the note as a bookmark, you mean? I'm gonna let this pour infinitely. I'm sorry, buddy. That's right, that's right. A likely story. For heaven's sake, woman, look at the name. It's written to James. My name, in case you've forgotten, is John. A likely story. Are you questioning my name now? Ooh! And there we have it. A rose's suspicion of the female heart. You unleashed the beast. With a most ferocious bite. Dude. Oh! Now, in a final fit of rage, the ferocious beast carried out one last unimaginable attack. Unimaginable? She ate the carpet. The aftermath, which can be seen by the carpet over there. A very expensive woolen carpet, if I'm not mistaken, rather. Oh, dearie me. What could have caused such a destructive outburst? This time, madame, I'm afraid it is you who has inadvertently revealed the truth to me. Your wandering eye settled upon the answer very neatly indeed. Yes, to explain. Okay, stop. We're gonna click the candle. Because that was the only thing that was clear to me from the start. That a fire happened in here. That's why they opened the window. But surely Mrs. Gyaradev didn't eat the carpet. No, of course not. But there doesn't seem to be any doubt that the state of disarray in this room is a result of her wild temper. No, that's true. So this last part of Mr. Sholmes' introduction is that we need to fix. The last part that we need to fix. We need to only follow Mrs. Gyaradel's gaze, and that will tell us the real answer. Alright, let's see what we can do. Yes! I can't look at the floor? Oh, it's not the- oh, it must be the candelabra. I see. I was like, it's not the candle, it's the candelabra. This looks like a very old candlestick, doesn't it? The base looks too small. It's surely very unstable. Looks to me like even the slightest knock would make it topple over. Oh dear, that would be dangerous. Yeah, this is a really poorly made candelabra. Goodness gracious. Huh? Wait, take a closer look at this. Huh? There's one candle missing. Yes, I didn't notice that before. Why is that, I wonder? Why is one of the candles missing from the holder? Oh, now I can look at the ground. Excellent. I know I clicked carpet. The carpet here has been ripped to shreds. And according to Mr. Strom's introduction, the tears match those of made by an Indian lion's teeth exactly. Oh, look here. What is it? If you look closely at the edge, you can see scorch marks. Scorch marks, rather. Oh, yes, you can. In that case, perhaps the carpet wasn't eaten in the normal sense. Let's rethink this with that in mind. Okay, so I can't. You just want me to hand you the candelabra now?
Take that!
Okay. Go then. When they repositioned me, I was like, oh, sure, they want me to click the carpet. I thought I was gonna have to click the candle on the ground, but it is presenting this candelabra. Yes, so to explain the dire state of the carpet, we only need to look at this candlestick. Most illuminating, my dear fellow, and of course, the only possible way out of this logical labyrinth. Ha 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 ha! Certainly not her eating the carpet. Who would ever suggest such a thing? Ha 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 ha! Yes, the remnants of a ferocious attack in which the carpet was devoured are clearly visible. However, indeed they are. The scorch marks at the edge clearly give away the truth. Scorch marks. It would appear that this room was the scene of a little martial altercation. Oh. Mrs. Garda's mighty arm muscles left an impression not only on her husband's face, but on the entire room. The force of her strike caused the candle to fall from the holder. And in seconds, the carpet was alight and the whole corner was of the room was in flames. Yes, For the most ferocious beast in the world is neither a violent lion nor a vengeful woman, but fire. I don't know. I don't know. Actually, I think fire is the thing that I would want to face the least here. I think in order, fire is the one that I want to face the least. Well, vengeful woman is pretty rough too. I think violent lion is actually the one that I would like to face the most. And in this room, that ferocious beast bared its claws and ran amok. Eloquently put, my dear fellow. So you see him, there's but one conclusion here. We're together! After the sparks of martial discord flew, this room was the scene of a fire. Oh, he stood up for the first time. Mr. Sholmes, sir? I salute you! And I'm going down. Oh, she caught him! Oh, how romantic. You know what? That's actually such a nice parallel to their wedding picture. Oh, that's cute. He was carrying her in the wedding picture, and she's now carrying him. That is cute. I think they might still have something here. I hope that this doesn't break them apart, and that they go a little kiss-kiss. It's these dash long winters, you know? No doubt, nothing to do but read in front of the fire. Luckily, there's a jolly good secondhand bookshop just around the corner. Buy all my old novels there. And in the pages of one particular novel, you discovered some rather illicit material. For which your wife admonished you harshly, it seems. I don't know about admonished, demolished. I might be closer to the mark. And beast is most certainly an apt. Ah, no, you earned that one. That was your fault. Here we go again. And the carpet, was that destroyed by fire when a candle fell to the floor? Afraid to say it was. Happened in the blink of an eye, you know. The whole place was filled with smoke. Couldn't see a bally thing. I was caught between the old stick's rage and the raging flames. You paint a torrid picture, sir. One that would have been most entertaining. That's sympathy for you. There is none. Didn't take long for the fire to spread, of course. The bally furniture started going up as well. Had to hide the mess behind that screen for the time being. Over there, Mr. Gardner? You can actually see... No, you can't. I was gonna say, you can actually see some of the wallpaper scorch, but you can't. That's just the wallpaper design, actually. Well, if you have nothing more to hide, if you'll allow me... Okay. A bookshelf. I had all my old favorite novels in that case. But as soon as the fire got hold of them, that was it. Whoosh, up in flame, up in smoke. Doesn't look like it got all of them, to be honest. Gosh. Then the wife started hurling things at me. What a terrible sight it must have been. There I was, back against the window under heavy fire, incendiary books coming, incoming 10 to the dozen. Worst of it, I lost my favorite, a book called The Lion's Pride. Dude. If he opened the window, and books were tossed out of the window, interesting. The Lion's Pride. Ah, yes. Your notorious love, rather, of big cats coming through again. Well, I mean, that's true. I assure you the title didn't influence my choice in the slightest. He's a furry. In fact, this is so long ago, he was one of the first furries. So the man really did lose something dear to him as a result of the ferocious beast rampage. Mr. Sholmes' deductions turned out to be correct once again. Borderline correct. It can only be described as a great British wonder. I tell you, it was total carnage, flames everywhere, and the old stick is in full revettal. Out of interest, what time of day was that? Not sure I can remember, it was only 2 days ago now. Let's see, around 5 o'clock, I think. So at exactly the same time as a terrifying incident was unfolding outside your window on the street below. Even more terrifying on the inside, I can assure you. The whole of Blighty rather could have been flattened outside my window at that moment, and I wouldn't have noticed a dash thing. I believe him. Oh, really? I'm surprised the apron on the cannon didn't have anything to do with it. Oh. Hey, Mr. Sholmes? Yes, Mr. Naruhodo, what can I do for you? Well, I think we've got it to the bottom of Mr. Gyarados' situation now, but what does it have to do with Mr. Natsume's circumstances? Huh, maybe nothing. I can't help you there, I'm afraid. What? My dear fellow, if you recall, I did say as much from the outset. I warned you that although I knew the retired army man to be hiding something, I could not be sure whether his secret would prove to be of relevance or not. I just knew you were gonna say that again. I mean, it's true. He did warn you, dude. Now, Mr. Naruhodo, you mustn't lose heart. Bear in mind that all things fall into one of two categories. Those relevant to the case, pardon me, ooh, that was a crazy hiccup, and those not. That makes no sense to me. I mean, it does make sense. There are two camps. It's either this is relevant to the case or not. It is an on-off. It's a binary, dude. It's literally all that it can be. Well, no matter. It is of far greater importance that you make up your mind now. Sorry? Visiting hours at the prison will soon be over. Oh, no. Is it that time already? If we're to accept Mr. Natsume's case, we have official paperwork to attend to. We didn't get anything, so that's it. No more time to think, huh? Perhaps you'd like to betake yourselves to bidding us farewell now? I must prepare a supper for Mr. Suffer is also maybe not incorrect, actually. That might have been a misspeaking moment by me that could still be correct. Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Thank you both very much for your time. Saseki-san will be waiting for us. I'm going to have to give him an answer. I know I don't need to examine over here, but I would like to. What a miserable sight. Oh dear, but at least the whole room wasn't engulfed in flames. It very well could have. Look at all the hanging, like, cloth things. If it caught up there, this room would have been in trouble. I suppose so. But my whole collection went up in smoke, you know? I adored it so much. Well, John, whose fault is that? Joan, admittedly. Not mine, that's for sure. Well, whoever may or may not be to blame, I'm quite sure you can buy some new books to replace them, can't you? New old books, bally nonsense. New old books is hilarious. It does sound like a contradiction in terms, but those two are full of contradictions. I don't know, I think they're fit for each other. That's couples for you, Mr. Naruhodo, or so I've been led to believe. Hilarious. There's the candle that caused it all. I think that's really the only other thing that I really wanted to do. We can't even converse with them, so yeah, I want to get out of here. Thank you. I actually really thought that the metal up there was going to be hiding something, but I guess not. We want to go to the prison. This is not the prison. This is Briar Road. It's time, Mr. Naruhodo. We must hurry back to the prison. Yeah, I know. Let's hail a car. Oh. What's the matter? It looks like something's going on over there in front of Mr. Garredup's house, huh? Oh? Well, that looks like someone who could have done it. I know thee not, old man. Fall to thy prayers. That also looks like somebody who could have done it. Who are you calling an old man, you rum-looking nimmy-pimmy? There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than there are dreamt of in your philosophy. Who's this Horatio fellow, eh? What do you want about? This man has the chin of Eustace Bagg. Excuse me? And? What the? Who are you now? I'm sorry, it just looks as though there might have been a problem here. And my associate here, Mr. Naruhodo-san, is a lawyer, you see. Eh? A lawyer? What? If I can be of any assistance, I'd be happy to help. I'm from Japan, but I've studied English law. Fine, I'll be on my way for today, but you mark my words. This ain't and he styled on him afterwards. This ain't over yet. He almost dabbed on him, for real, for real. Get thee to a nunnery. Do I look like a bloomin' nun to you? I hate this guy, too. I hate his smile. Man's gonna catch flies. Man's tongue is gonna freeze. It's a London winter. I do hope you're not injured. Oh, fair Eastern maiden, thou art so gentle. Thank you. What was that all about? There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt of in your philosophy. I'm not Horatio either. Forgive the inquiry, sir, but are you a lodger here in the Garredup residence? Oh, fair Eastern maiden, thou art so right! Yes, I do dwell in this humble abode. Mr. Garredup mentioned that he had another lodger, didn't he? This must be the man. Do you happen to know the other lodger who lived here on the first floor? Yes, a gentleman named Natsume. Oh, more worthy a polemist in battle of words ne'er could there be. Sorry, battle did you say? A battle of words. Who is stronger, Hamlet or Macbeth? Mr. Natsume and I sparred long into the night. The night! I see. I don't fully understand, but it seems that Mr. Natsume and this gentleman are acquaintances at least. So fair maiden, so good gentleman, I can tarry here no longer. Fare thee well! We didn't even get his name. I don't really understand him, and I don't trust him, but I think he's returned to his room. It seems he's unaware of what happened to Mr. Natsume, so he can't really help us. Okay. With Saseki rather than men as lodgers, the Garredup house is certainly full of eccentrics. Anyway, I'll go find a carriage. Yes, I'm sure Mr. Natsume is eagerly awaiting our return. Let's hope we can get to the prison before visiting hours are over. Yeah, they fooled me. I thought I was going to be going here, straight here. When I went to Briar Road, I was like, did I misclick something? I was like, no, I certainly clicked prison. Speaking of prison. Yes, shifting eyes, shifting mustache. Oh, it's you! You're here! You came! Locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire! I can't believe you came back! I'm so touched! Oh. Okay, you know what? I think they would get along. We are so sorry to have kept you waiting, Mr. Natsume. Oh, no, think nothing of it! Relax! Like he was trying to start up a lawnmower. If I were a cat, I would purr with pleasure at the company of such fine compatriots. Noble, nurturing, never failing, Nipponese! Oh, now, let's not get carried away. Oh, I quite agree. There is nothing more reassuring than the familiarity of one's native land. Who goes there? On the other hand... Hey, Sholmes, this guy really doesn't like you. I don't know if you should be here, buddy. I really don't know if this is a good idea, Herlock. He's not gonna be happy about this one. Such is my belief, at least. Oh, it's... Yes, it's... You! That miserable, rotten spy! Herlock Sholmes! Mr. Sholmes, what are you doing here? I have no intention of doing anything per se, save observing, of course. Whatever do you mean, Mr. Sholmes? Well, having encountered some curious reading material in that frightfully gloomy room, I have unmasked the secret identity of that eccentric pair. I decided I should drop in on my way home to see how our divested friend is faring. Gloomful room? At least your accommodation here offers a window, my dear fellow. In that sense, it is the superior room. Anyway, I must commend you on your taste in books. My day has been a delight and cost me not a penny. You! How dare you! You Herlock Sholmes! Ugh. I've had it. I'm through. I'm at the end of my rope. I should have never come to Great Britain. It was a terrible mistake. Haunted by spirits and those accursed lodgings, no doubt my luck will be cursed in tomorrow's trial as well. My whole life is bedamned! I love to just look to the side like, hey, Naruhodo-san, can you just at least say you'll defend him so he stops freaking out? What are you thinking, Mr. Naruhodo? He mentioned that once before, didn't he? That his lodgings were cursed, I mean. And there's much truth in Mr. Mustachio's words. What? Cursed is a wholly appropriate description, I would say. For the man's lodgings, and indeed, for tomorrow's trial. What's that supposed to mean? Well, I think we know about tomorrow's trial. The lodgings I don't know about. Talk to me, what about the cursed lodgings I care more about? When you said accursed lodgings before, I assumed you meant, well, whoops. You were referring to your room at Mr. Garredeb's house, I assume. What did you mean, did you mean to say that you believe the place is cursed? It has been a year now since I came to Great Britain, but I'd only been in London a week before I started to notice strange feelings in myself. It didn't take long then. Everywhere I looked, there were foreign faces staring at me, laughing behind my back. I was sure people were talking about me. I started to become nervous about going outside. They were always staring at me all the time, from dusk till dawn. So I shut myself away in that room, but even that didn't help. The fear, rather, wouldn't go away. You must have been very lonely, having been away from your homeland for such a long time. I had to move a number of times, most recently to the room on Briar Road a week ago. Yes, why did you choose there? It seems a little inconvenient. The rent is cheap. I have so little money, it appealed to me straight away. Of course, I asked why it was so affordable. The landlord simply said, the room is cursed. Oops. That's crazy. He quickly tried to cover his mistake, but it was too late, so I told him, if you have something to say, then say it. If not, don't mention it in the first place. Yes, well said. But it was true. It was all true. You mean the room really is cursed? Ever since I moved into that windowless hellhole, my sleep has been plagued with nightmares. I awake feeling as though I'm being choked to death. And in my waking hours, people are stabbed in front of me as I walk down the street. I'm branded a killer. thrown in prison. Nobody wants to know me. I'm surrounded by scary and sinister spirits. Those dang spirits. I hate me a ghost. If only there was someone, just one person by my side. Can no one find it in his or her heart to believe in me? No, really, no one at all. What? You have one friend, Mr. Jovial Guy, who also lives at that place, whose name we don't know. To believe. Yes, to believe. Oh, well, let's look at the cursed trial first. Mr. Natsumi, what did you mean by what you just said now, about the trial being cursed? Oh no, why are you looking so grave? You're making me nervous. I was just getting carried away, that's all. I didn't mean anything by it. Oh no. I see, that's really agitating. You don't mean... The trial really is cursed somehow. Well... Oh, you're gonna say it, aren't you? Sholmes, don't say a word. Are you referring to the prosecutor, the Reaper of the Bailey? The Reaper? Oh no, what do you mean? Please tell me, surmise it succinctly in 16 salient words. No defendant has ever survived a trial in which the Reaper stands for the prosecution. Oh, that's 15. Ever. Oh my goodness, can it really be true? That was 16 words exactly! Yesterday, Mr. Naruhodo successfully defended somebody against the Reaper, but then, after the trial was over, the defendant passed away in unusual circumstances. Mr. McGill did. What? I'm impressed, Miss Susato. You have an eye for detail. Actually, the Lord Chief Justice told us. Mr. Sholmes. Surely it can't be that having failed the accused convicted, Lord Van Zeeks killed the man himself. Oh no, he couldn't have, surely. Sholmes doesn't say a word. And then laughs. You have some wonderful notions. Sorry? The man isn't a mass murderer, he's a court prosecutor, my dear fellow. Oh, yes. Why, of course he is. Ah, of course he is, then why are you trying to scare me? It could be said, however, that the real truth behind the man is even more terrifying than your hypothesis. What? What on earth do you mean by that? Okay, so we got another dialogue from both of those. Tell me about the Reaper. The Keeper of the Reaper. Who is the Reaper? The Keeper of the Reaper. What you got? Van Zeeks is quite an exceptional man. However, in London courts of law, exceptional does not equate to winning every case without exception. Ah! That's good! Seki looks like he's going to cry tears of joy. As you are no doubt aware, in a British criminal law trial, there's both a judge and a jury. The jury officiates based on the letter of the law, rather, So the judge officiates based on the letter of the law, while the jury offers public opinion and common sense. It is an excellent system whereby the defendant's guilt is considered from several points of view. However, public opinion in particular is somewhat easily manipulated. Right. We did that. Criminals and corrupt lawyers, for that matter, can use it to their advantage. By any means at their disposal, contriving evidence, yep. Calling imposters or witnesses, oh. I guess he did kind of do that too with whole old girly, actually. And so on. By such underhanded means, those who would want to, are able to sway the jury. Which means even in the light of irrefutable evidence, the prosecution can fail. But it means the wrong verdict can be passed. And sadly, from time to time, my dear madame, it is simply the reality of the situation. And that's alright. However, those indicted by Lord Van Zeeks cannot escape justice. Their fate is sealed. Oh my. Though the education may see them leave the courtroom with their freedom. Within months, they all disappear. It is most striking. Disappear? But how? By all manners of misfortune, sir. Perhaps they are trampled under a passing carriage. Perhaps they fall into the Thames and drown. Perhaps they are suddenly overcome by a raging fever, or perhaps attacked by the highwaymen. Oh, no, no, no. All examples of reality of events here in London, I'm afraid, Mr. Naruhodo. So he's gonna die. So he's gonna die. Ha! I knew it. I'm a dead dodo, done for, doomed! Yeah, sorry, buddy. It looks like you're cooked. I believe. Let me see. Mr. Cholmes? Me, Mr. Naruhodo? Pray, what can I do for you? It's about the case on the SSS Briar, if you recall. The Briar. Yes, that case. Yes. What about it? Well, yeah, at the time, I was a suspect, but you believed in me and listened to my side of the story. And you helped us to investigate. I did I? Interesting. What I want to know is, why? Why did you believe in me? I see, yes, you mean... Because you were a grimly dressed, shady Eastern fellow found with the victim rather in a locked room. Yeah, well, I mean, like, yeah, if you like, yeah, yeah, so why did you believe in me? I'm a little surprised that the answer requires explanation, my dear fellow. It's quite simple, really. You said I didn't do it. But I could have been lying. Surely you must have had your doubts. You must have suspected me a little. I think perhaps you have misunderstood. I neither recall believing in you, nor in that which you were telling me. What? You see, the only things I believe in are those I choose to believe in. What? Yeah, I was gonna say, what do you mean? What do you mean? I make up my own mind about what is to be believed and what is not. If I should like to believe in something, I do. The circumstances can hang as far as I am concerned. But I could have betrayed your trust. In that case, I should have made an elementary error of judgment, nothing more. Betrayal of trust is an overused excuse in my opinion. Meaning, whether or not one should trust another is the final analysis, down to oneself. It is a matter of whether or not one can trust oneself. Yes, he's right. He's right, local student of Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. Whether or not I can believe myself. A defense lawyer is only as good as his faith in his client. And that comes down to how much faith he has in himself. Oh, wow. That's a really good parallel. You were so right, Kazuma. You always were. He's never wrong. Well, my dear fellows, it is time we were leaving, I believe. Already? Visiting hours are over. The guard will be here shortly to escort us out. There's a restaurant near here that serves excellent trout. Would you care to join me? Yeah, I would love to, but I can't get out of here. Oh dear, there is really never enough time, is there? No, they put us on this case today for tomorrow. Mr. Natsume, if you'd like in the trial tomorrow, I'd be happy to represent you, my fellow Nipponese. Man's gonna cry. You hit my music. Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. As I said, I only experienced a British courtroom for the first time literally yesterday. And although the man I was representing was found not guilty, I lost sight of something crucial. Something crucial? What I believe in. The defendant, justice, or the truth. How to even believe. But I think I finally worked it out. I decided I must believe in myself above all else. To trust my instincts. Yes, Mr. Naruhodo. And my instincts are telling me that you, Mr. Natsume, are innocent of this crime. And it's imperative that we prove that in court. Welcome, student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. I will fight for your innocence until the bitter end. With every weapon available to me, even that knife that was used to stab the person that you didn't stab. So if you'll permit me to represent you tomorrow. As I said when we first met, I'd like to entrust my fate to someone who will listen to me in my native tongue. Of course, Mr. Natsume. It would be fair to say, Mr. Naruhodo, that your mind in many ways was made up from the outset. You merely needed the events of today to fully realize it. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right about that, Sholmes. You're not right about a lot of things, but somehow still right about a lot of things. You are really, truly an enigma. But you were right. It's been a roundabout journey, but I got there in the end. At least he's not getting burned up. Oh, well. One last one for the road. Maybe not even the last one, to be honest. Miss Susato? Yes. Would you be willing to stand by my side tomorrow and help me in court? Homie. Absolutely. That's my dog, bro. That's my dog. Let's go, Susato. As I said this morning, you may consider me your personal judicial assistant. Thank you, Susato-san. And with that, part 2, I believe, is done. The shocking events of yesterday's trial still weigh heavily on my mind, but it's time to stop looking backwards. Kazuma-san believed in me, and Mr. Sholmes believes in me too now. And now, I believe in me. So it's time that I learn to believe in myself. So Seki-san has no one. He's all alone. It's my job to help him, to fight in this corner, to whip that hand back, much like Miss Joan Garadev did. Wham! Bash anybody in my way who's trying to cover up these crimes. Tomorrow, in the courtroom, with all the strength that I can muster, with the arms of Mrs. Garadev, we fight. Alright, well, that's to be continued. We will clearly go for a little bit longer, but I am going to take a brief intermission. Because we're about to start... Oh, trial part 1. Oh, boy. I see. There's investigation part 1, investigation part 2. I assume that this is going to be a 2-part trial, which means we may not finish the trial today, but we will at least try to finish trial part 1 today. Was it like trial part 2 before? Oh, I guess it was. So let me talk to you. It actually might be a 3-part trial if it was anything like this one. Goodness gracious. All right, well, that will be right around the corner. And by right around the corner, I mean I'll record that a little bit later. So I will be right back. Here we go. Okay, well, at least winter's almost over. You know what I mean? It's the 20th of February, so, you know, we're almost in March. Spring's about to kick in. We'll see, you know, not a whole bunch of winter weather, maybe. Unless this game takes over, like, plays over the course of, like, a couple of weeks, which is possible. Here we go. Well, I never expected this, and I also have a cough drop, pardon me. It's almost, like, there's a sliver of it left, so I'm like, I'm just gonna start. I never expected this. Who'd have thought we'd be back here again so soon? It's been 2 days at this point now. We were on a study tour of Great Britain with the intention of learning the country's legal practices. In order to research the latest court procedures here, we need as much court experience as possible. Well, yeah, I suppose that's true, but it may well be his or her one and only time in court, rather, and it could be life-changing. In which case, treating it as research may seem a little crass. Oh, when you put it like that, you're quite right. Good morning! My boy. Denzel Crocker. Mr. Natsume, good morning. Oh dear, are you alright? Your eyes are terribly bloodshot. Yeah, I was gonna say, they look a little pink today. The other bird catches the worm, as they say here in Britain. Yes, I've heard that expression. But I really don't want to catch a worm. So I just really tried not to wake up early, but I was so worried that I couldn't catch a wink. Oh my gosh. And now I'm absolutely exhausted as a result. He's gonna die. He's gonna, I feel like we're gonna win the match or win the court case, and he's still gonna die. I hope not. But I feel like he must. Do all literary people take things so literally? Well, it's a part of the name. Thank you for putting your faith in us today, Mr. Natsume. I wish I had 9 lives. My whole future hangs in the balance. I'm too terrified to tremble. Well, he got past that quick because he's trembling. Really? Because I can feel tremors in the floor. I can do this. I can't do this, rather. I can't take this. Although, locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. Yeah? I got a glimpse of the public gallery as I walked by the courtroom. It looked like the opening night of the opera. There were so many people. I had no idea my case was just a notorious affair here in London. Oh, yeah, neither did I. I think everyone just likes to show up at the courtroom, which is kind of crazy, to be honest. You know why that might be, Miss Susato? I'm sorry, Mr. Naruhodo, but I have no idea. So that all-knowing look on your face is just a coincidence then, is it? Can you at least check your all-knowing book? Don't hide the truth from me! It's because of the Reaper, isn't it? Oh, Lord Van Zeeks? I guess that's probably true. Is that right, Miss Susato? I purchased as many different newspapers as I could find this morning, and yes, Lord Van Zeeks is on the front page of every one. I knew it! Sometime after the prosecutor was dubbed the Reaper of the Bailey, he stopped appearing in court, it seems. It's been several years now, in fact, until the day before yesterday. Several years, why? Yeah, Inspector Gregson told us something similar, didn't he? That trial 2 days ago marked Lord Van Zeek's return to the courtroom after a long hiatus. The trial of Magnus McGilded. Oh, what a harrowing experience that was. I believe that appearance made even greater waves here in the capital than today's. But we wouldn't have realized, of course, having only just arrived in the country. Why is it we were back in the the Bailey rather, so soon for what appears to be a mundane murder? Murder? That's what the papers are asking, and they're all speculating various answers. Mundane? Mundane? It's the most significant saga of the century to some of us. Oh dear, I mean no offense, Mr. Natsumi, but that is how the papers are describing it. Is nobody gonna question why it said murder? Lest we also forget the fact that it could spark an international incident. Obviously, the reappearance of this infamous prosecutor has caught people's attentions, but there's another blatant similarity with the trial of 2 days ago. Yes, I agree. Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. It's you! It's... yeah! Well, I suppose that's true. Both times it's you who stands against this legendary prosecutor. It can only mean that you're friends with the Reaper! Please. I don't rub shoulders with the Deathbringers, but if I could... maybe a shoulder or two. I'm afraid there's really no, only one other explanation. It can only be another example, Mr. Naruhodo, of your uncommon bad luck. Oh boy. Thanks for that. Thanks, love that, Susato, of course. I love being unlucky. He got my jinx, apparently. My bad. Oh, this is just my luck. Why must I be represented by a man with such frail fortune? By the least lucky lawyer alive! Well, let's not forget, I won last time. That it was you, Mr. Natsumi, who asked me to represent you. That's also true. Oh, well, yes, I suppose I did. Yes, it's true that I'm just a student, new to London, with a little in the way of experience or skills. Or luck. But I promise you this. I will fight your corner until the bitter end. And I will believe in you, Mr. Natsume. Oh, benevolent locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. You're not alone here with us, Mr. Natsume. Whatever happens, we'll always be on your side. Oh, benevolent non-locum assistant, Miss Makoto. Miss Mikotava Lamau. I am in your debt, forever! I shall never forget this great kindness for as long as I live. Oh, Mr. Natsume, counsel for the defense. The court session is about to begin. Kindly make your way to the courtroom at once. Alright. Yes, sir! Alright then, Mr. Natsume, it's time. Let's go. Yes, 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 yes. Yes! It's time. This is it. My second appearance in a British courtroom. And my second trial against the Reaper the Bailey. I hope you're watching over me, Kazuma. Because I'm gonna need it. Because this one, oh wait, no, hold on. This time I won't let my faith waver. I'll believe in my client to the last. Just like you believed in me. I believe I can do this now. I'm ready for this fight. You won't see my eyes go darting around like this. Again, this trial. 10 a.m. Wait a minute. Was that the guy from the last trial on the jury this time? Oh lord, he's got it in for me, dude. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and the defense to declare their willingness to proceed. The prosecution is prepared, my lord. The defense is ready, my lord. Never mind, he's got his big old bug eyes already. The Nipponese are truly a fascinating breed. Sorry, what? Lord Strongheart has told me all about you. That you are a student who arrived in London but 2 days ago, a mere amateur. Do you have a point? Being a compatriot, you feel compelled to try and help the accused, I suppose. Typical Nipponese arrogance, not ignorance. Forgive me, but I do not believe arrogance is an appropriate description. Suzuo-san. After all, at our previous encounter, the defendant was to be found innocent. And then he was found dead. Very true. And a most fascinating, if dark, trial it was too. The tragic conclusion came later, of course. Here's to the acquitted and his unfortunate violent end. Wait a minute. Is that Cheeks on the roster? Joan? Thank you, counsels. I see both sides are in fine fettle. That actually might work out really good for us. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, are you ready to carry out your duties here in court? I knew him, yep. You never know when you might be down on your luck, but I believe in fair play for everyone. Well, I must warn you, I'm rather more ruthless than I appear. Yeah, no, I actually think you are probably pretty ruthless. Oh, well, not me. What you see is what you get. I'm a peace-loving fella. Hey, that is Joan. I'm afraid to say I think it's quite possible that mustache foreigner did the deed. He's got a great beard. Come on, what are you waiting for? No doubt he did it anyway. Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. I can't hear a thing. His ears are huge, dude. They look like tunnels in there. Very well, let us proceed. Is it okay to proceed? It sounds like one of your jurors can't hear anything, huh? Your opening statement, if you please, Lord Van Zeeks. Actually, before you do that, Lord Van Zeeks, I would like to, Okay, we didn't get an autopsy report, because she's not... Now, hold on a minute. She's not dead, but the papers are like, murder, murder! Very recently, Great Britain signed an alliance with a rising power in the Far East. The accused in the dock today is a student from that same land, a certain Mr. Soseki Natsume. And while our country has extended to this foreign student the warmest of welcomes, regrettably the kindness has not been returned. In fact, the student is accused of a most sinister crime. Of plunging a knife into the back of an innocent woman who was doing nothing but walking down the street. And everybody that she met had an original point of view. And she said, hey, what a wonderful kind of day. To get stabbed in the back, I say, and get along with each other. A knife crime. I tell you from bitter experience, those are the worst bloody oaths. Fair enough. Just look at that sallow complexion and short stature. He's one of those dreadful Japanese. Okay, yeah, she gave me those kind of vibes. Come on, let's get this over with. With me now, everyone. 1, 2, 3. Well, I'm sorry, didn't quite catch that. Pray, forgive the discourtesy of smashing my hallowed chalice here in this great chamber. Allow me to call the first witness to the stand. Very well. Bailiff, lead the inspector. Did we not get an opening statement? I mean, come on. You know what I mean? Whatever. Oh, hey, it's homeboy. Your name and occupation, please. Ah, yes, sir. Tobias Gregson, Detective Inspector, Scotland Yard, lover of fish and chips, endless supply, supplied by her ladyship. Would you please summarize the events of the case for the court, Inspector? The victim is thought to be a young... My God, look at her. Oh, wait, hold on. Those ears look familiar. That kind of looks like our other juror. The victim is thought to be a young woman in her 20s by the name of Olive Green. I beg your pardon, Inspector. Thought to be. Yes, having been stabbed in the back by her attacker's knife, the victim fell unconscious. That was 3 days ago now. She'd been comatose ever since. What? So they don't even know who she is for sure. Oh. Comatose, I see. But her life is not in danger? Fortunately for the Eastern student, the charge will not be murder. Pray elaborate on the details, Inspector. That's good. So his life is not on the wall. His life is on the line regardless because we're up against the Reaper. Sir, if I could ask everyone to look at this street map. As I mentioned, the incident took place 3 days ago, around 5 in the afternoon. It happened on a pavement running alongside Briar Road, a wide thoroughfare for horse-drawn vehicles. Had it not long stopped snowing as the victim, Miss Green, was walking down the street. Out of the blue, she was approached from behind by the accused and stabbed right in the back, and on the front and the back. Yeah, they gave him a really suspicious picture, actually. Luckily, the young lady's life was spared, and she's currently being treated in one of the city's hospitals. But it's the olden time, so there's really no, she could not make it, I tell you what. But being unconscious as she is, we've been unable to take a statement from her, of course. Here's a case file with everything we know about the victim so far. Thank you, Inspector. The court will accept this document as evidence, if you please. Thank you. Let me look at it. Shut up. Details: young woman rendered unconscious following a stab wound to the back. Not the front, the back. Olive green, female, stout build, early 20s, pavement of Briar Road, east side. A reporting officer, Rolly Beat. Additional notes: the victim remains unconscious. Her name was gleaned from her personal effects. Other details are unknown. Personal effects? She might not even be olive green, to be honest. Apart from a single stab wound from the large knife, no other signs of injury were observed. No other signs of injury were observed is something to note. We'll probably be using that in the future. The assailant was running away by the reporting officer and was successfully arrested the following day. Okay. Why didn't the reporting officer give chase? I guess making sure that the stabbed woman was okay, or I guess treated immediately was the #1 goal there. What else did we have here? We had like a receipt. Sum of 2 shillings tendered to the receipt of... Wait a minute. I definitely should have read this more notably. The picture of Monsieur Lecoq. A meal for Gabori, and Canterbury Yearnings. So, noted, and that's at 4:45. I assume the book that Homeboy had is going to be in here at some point. The book that was thrown. Local map. It's the one that has to do with lions. And that's the local map. Okay, I'm caught up. What is the weapon that was used? Sir? I have it right here. It was removed from the victim's back. Not the front, the back. As that big thing is starting to make me feel scared to walk down the street now. With a heavy blade like this, almost anyone would have been able to stab the poor woman. Even the scragged-looking Soseki, rather, I suppose. A common or garden jackknife, I would say, rather nondescript. Thank you, Inspector. The court accepts the blade as evidence. Excellent. Now, everybody shut up. No, give me this. Let me look at that real quick. Okay, it looks real regular to me. Can I open it? Sure can. It looks real regular, I guess. Yeah, I guess there's nothing else to really inspect about this. There's the blade. You have anything to say? Huh. Then this is really just to... I can't find anything out of place. This really is just to switch it around. Okay. And he used this to stab her in the back. Not the front, the back. Okay, great. And now we will be going back. Not to front, to back. Now then, what do we know of motive? Money or valuables, I presume? From what we could tell by looking at the woman's possessions, it looks like she's a poor student herself. Hard to imagine she would be, she would have anything much worth pinching, my lord. Dang, I wish I remembered the names. I can go back and look. The names on the card. Because it said to James from, I don't know if it was, I don't remember who it was from with the lipstick. I need to go and double check that name because I really feel like that name could end up being, quote unquote, Miss Olive Green, question mark, you know what I mean? Anywho, I see. Well, in that case, whoops, resentment, I'm afraid I couldn't say. Apart from visiting secondhand shops, the defendant and Mr. Natsumi doesn't appear to go out much. At this moment in time, we haven't been able to establish any sort of connection between him and the victim. Yes! Yeah, so why would he do it? If theft and grievance have been ruled out as the motive, what reason could Mr. Natsumi have possibly had for stabbing the young woman? He arrested the man in spite of that, in a total unjustified and heavy-handed way.
Objection.
My leg! Pray forgive the discourtesy of flinging a freshly uncorked bottle into the public gallery. It's alright, Mr. Reaper, I forgive you. But your words have soured its hallowed bouquet. For it is you, my learned friend, who is being heavy-handed here. What? Scotland Yard does not arrest people without good cause. That should be beyond question. Inspector Gregson, the prosecution calls for your formal testimony. Explain to the court precisely why the constable came to arrest the Nipponese student. Well, yes, sir, I don't mind if I do. I love to testify. I love, as much as I love fish and chips. As I said, it was 5 o'clock in the afternoon when the incident occurred, and there was usually a light fog. Visibility was reasonably good, and there was no one else about but the victim and the accuser. And out of the blue, the victim stabbed from behind, not from in front of, from behind, and subsequently collapsed on the pavement. The accuser ran off, scattering his belongings all over the floor. Those being a number of old books he just bought, he was on his way home from the bookshop, it seemed. It was just a matter of working out who the books belonged to. We found out the bloke to arrest him. Old books, you say? Yes, my lord. Look at this photograph. It was taken immediately after the incident. There's 3 books. Huh? Oh, yes, and I can clearly see the books to which you were referring to. I will take that photographic print as evidence, please, Inspector. Okay. Everyone shut up. Let me look at that picture real quick. Look at that knife. Oh, actually, I can't, like, inspect things here. That is there. This is there. It almost kind of don't even look like her for real, for real. I mean, it does a little bit. She had an okay hat. They clear the snow just around her body, like, for real, for real. I don't even, I mean, like, maybe they just did a bad job of shoveling the streets. Okay. Alright, fair enough. It had stopped snowing, so there wouldn't be snow on top of her. I mean, all this looks like it pretty much checks out. These are supposed to be his books. Okay. Sure. Whatever. You Nipponese are a spineless breed, too cowardly to admit defeat. Denying everything despite overwhelming evidence to the contrary. Well, forgive me, Lord Van Zeeks, but the defendant is not denying everything as you put it. What are you doing, Miss Susato? Do go on. Mr. Natsumi is admitted to playing some part in the incident. Isn't that right, Mr. Naruhodo? Well, now that you mention it, when we visited him yesterday in prison, he did tell us what happened. As I was walking along that accursed pavement, I could make out the sole silhouette of another ahead of me. A woman wearing a green overcoat she was, and as I went to overtake her, she suddenly let out a scream, collapsed onto the cold, steel slabs of stone at my feet. I was terrified. I had to get away from there. So I ran as fast as my legs would carry me back to my accursed lodgings. Accursed, yeah. A green overcoat. Well, that's exactly what the woman in the print is wearing. Oh my, a photographic print in full color. What will the world come up with next? The defendant has done nothing more than admit that he fled the scene of a terrifying accident. That does not mean he's guilty of the heinous crime of stabbing the woman in the back. There was nobody else there at the time, just the two of them, the victim and the accuser. What if she was just walking there with a knife in her back? She was like, ooh, this knife is still feeling kind of bad. In other words, there's nobody else who could have possibly stabbed the woman. A fact that the accused concedes. Seems this cross-examination could prove to be pivotal, counsel. Proceed, please. Yes, my lord. Nothing for it. I have to use this cross-examination to turn the tables here. It's our only chance. Yeah, I don't think so. It sounds like this cross-examination is going to be pressing every statement and then them going to guilty. As I said, it was about 5 o'clock in the afternoon on usually light fog. Okay, unusually light fog is pretty nice. A light fog, you say? Well, light for London, you can see the opposite side of the street for once, not much further. That's light, is it? Around these parts, yes, and not something I'd expect a Japanese fellow like yourself to know, of course. I've read that London is famous for its fog, but in my country, people usually imagine that gives the city a rather beautiful appearance. How quaint. Yes, well, it's not something us Londoners tend to romanticize, as you, I expect you can appreciate. I see. At this time of year, the fog causes a large number of accidents, especially when it's heavy. Sometimes you can't even see your own hand at the end of your arm. Indeed, the other day I was very nearly trampled by horses before I could see the carriage they were pulling. Oh, that's terrifying. Ugh. Cicero-san and I should definitely remember to stop, look, and listen. Stop, look, and listen. However, on the day that concerns us, the fog was somewhat lighter than usual. And no doubt lamented by the accursed. I'm sorry, the accused, not the accursed. He thinks he's accursed, though. Visibility was reasonably good, and there was nobody else but the victim and the accused.
Hold it!
Hold it! How are you able to state that without, with any certainty, rather? Quite simply, my learned friend. Because that is what the witnesses to this crime have told us. Ah, yes, Inspector Gregson mentioned witnesses yesterday, didn't he? That's right! One of them is a policeman, I believe, from Scotland Yard. That is correct, ma'am. Oh no, he's lost his slapping. Then we must hear their testimony. The prosecution will of course call them to the stand, should it be necessary. But wait a minute. At 5 o'clock in the afternoon in the middle of winter, it would have been dark already. No matter how light the fog must have been, no one could have seen. I'm unaware of the situation on your tiny island in the east. But here in the capital city, all main roads are illuminated by night by gas street lights. Ah! The prosecution believes there would have been ample light by which to witness the crime, rather. Quite, here in London, for the first time in history, mankind has completely conquered the darkness. Which means we really need to hear those witness statements. If I could just get through the fog of this cross-examination, maybe we'll be able to. It seems the counsel for the defense is taking stock. Continue your testimony, Inspector. Out of the blue, the victim was stabbed from behind, not in her front, from behind, and subsequently passed out onto the pavement. From behind, you say? Yep, not from the front, from behind. In the back, not the front, in the back. That's right, as you can see from this print. Yes, quite so, Inspector. The handle of this weapon is clearly protruding from the victim's back. As you say, this poor woman, Miss Green, maybe, remains in critical condition, comatose no less. I'm afraid so, my lord. She's been treated at the bots. I was hopeful she'd come around before the trial started so I could take a statement, but it wasn't meant to be. Yeah, that is indeed a pity. It would have been most illuminating to hear the victim's own account of the events. Luck is on your client's side, it seems. Excuse me, she would have cleared my client, thank you very much. Huh. Kersplat! On the contrary, my client has been exceedingly unlucky. Your force of tone is seriously undermined by those disturbingly wide eyes, I'm afraid. Ugh. The accused Randolph scatters of belongings all over the floor.
Hold it!
His belongings? You give me a list of those things? Mr. Natsume's belongings, I think you'll find us all in there in the photographic print of the crime. Yes, there are 3 books on the floor. That's right, my lord. Secondhand books. They were irreparably damaged after falling in the snow, of course. He's gonna get charged for those. The accused could have easily carried all 3 books in one hand, which means his other hand would have been free to wield a knife, for example. That seems weird, though. You know what I mean? He's very clever, isn't he? What do you mean? He's made it extremely hard for us to assert that Mr. Natsume had his hands full with the books. He's managed to close one of the avenues of escape we might have had before it was even there. You mean to say the defendant was holding his belongings as he thrust the knife into the woman's back? That must be what happened, my lord, yes. Last statement, right? No, next to last. Those being a number of books he just brought, he was on his way home from the secondhand shop and saved. The defendant apparently visits the secondhand shop on a daily basis. Yeah, so I understand. A shop full of old English literature. I commend the accused on the lofty subject matter of his scholarly attention. The bloke's room was stacked floor to ceiling with those musty books. Can you tell us more about the bookshop in question, please, Inspector? Well, if I must, I'll have to ask you to look here at the street map again, I'm afraid. Oh yeah, where is this? It's there? Interesting. I think I would have expected it to be, like, the other way. Well, why would I expect that? Maybe that's because that's where we were coming from, I guess. Okay. The closest secondhand bookshop to the Curse's lodgings is this place, Bourbon Books. It's a little place on the corner of Briar Road and, Meerschaum Street. As it happens, the accused was currently living in lodgings on the other side of the Briar Road at the opposite end. Which means it doesn't take a genius to work out the route he would have taken home. That makes sense right there. Okay. That's notable. Yes, I concur with your conclusion, Inspector. The defendant would certainly have passed the scene of the crime on his way home from that particular bookstore. Mr. Naruhodo, I think what the inspector just told us could turn out to be of vital importance. Yeah, I agree. The most important point is that the inspector just made being, the location. These two don't matter. The crucial detail that you just told the court inspector is the location of the bookshop. I couldn't agree more. So, where is it exactly? Dude, it's on the map. Hey? Are you winding me up, Sunshine? I just explained that. I got the mop out and everything. Used red blooming ink and drew the bloke's route on the for you right there. And I distinctly remember you singing and nodding along, Counsel. Oh, yes, yes, of course. I must have been so nervous I didn't take it in. The blunder of the day goes to you, my learned friend. No, not yet. The trial's only just begun after all. I have plenty more opportunities to blunder. Mr. Naruhodo, I would strongly advise you look carefully through the court record at this stage. Yes, miss, at once, miss. Sorry, I made a mistake. The books are there. Stab in the back on the pavement of the east side. Okay. So I'm gonna have to use that on one of these statements. It was just a matter of working out who the books belong to. We found the bloke to arrest him. What else do we have? Number of books. Scattering belongings all over the floor. Out of the blue, stabbed the victim from behind, subsequently collapsed on the pavement. I feel like it just feels weird where she was. If he stabbed her from behind. Oops. Stuff and nonsense. You asked the famous detective Herlock Sholmes to locate the defendant, right? Stuff and nonsense. Sorry? That jack in the office, that busybody just comes and sticks his oar wherever we ask him or not. But according to what I have here, Mr. Sholmes was shown to the scene by Scotland Yard detectives. And, well, that was nothing to do with me. The lads of the scene must have done it without my permission. Oh! And I tell them time and time again, when something happens, send word to headquarters. Then follow your blooming instructions. I see. Oh man, he's ruining his fish and chips. If that meddler gets his hand on any details, we'll be reading it in the Rand's magazine next month. And you can bet your last farthing that I'll be in there too, stripped of all my hard work on the case. Yes, Mr. Sholmes. No, Mr. Sholmes. Aren't you clever, Mr. Sholmes? Thanks for all that I'll be getting y'all. Inspector. The man is proving detrimental to the yard's activities. Perhaps I should step in and deal with him. Bonzi? Wait, hold on. Wait, no, hold on. His roommate funds my fish and chips. Hold on a minute. I don't want to see the bloke dead. It appears Inspector Gregson is at a loss for words. Yes, the Reaper's words carry a lot of weight, obviously. Anyway, the point is that little Japanese bloke's already admitted it. He admitted that these books all over the pavement were at the scene were the ones that he bought that day. What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? If you're unable to sway the jury during this cross-examination, I'm afraid that Mr. Natsumi's fate will be sealed. Yes, they're sure to find him guilty. So one way or another, I have to expose undeniable inconsistency in the inspector's testimony. Okay, let me read through this again. As I said, it was 5 in the afternoon when the incident occurred. Unusually foggy. Visibility was reasonably good. There was no one else about but the victim and the accused. Out of the blue, the victim was stabbed from behind and subsequently collapsed on the pavement. The accused ran off, scattering his belongings all over the place. I mean, this one feels a little weird. I feel like it's on one of these, couple. Probably this one in particular, just because there's the number of books he just bought. He was on his way home from a bookshop, it seems. Like, his lodgings are really, really close to the thing. Like, I almost don't even believe the crime happened here. I think the body might have been found or placed here, but I don't think the crime happened here. Just because he said he ran. He ran to his lodgings, but like... My thing is, if the officer who had seen him saw him running and he ran straight to his lodgings, he would have seen him run to his lodgings because it's just right across the street. And it was not very foggy, you know what I mean? There's 3 books. There were 3 books on the ground. Man, I don't know. This is a little weird. Unless he ran away. But my thing is, like, if he... There would have been people on the scene pretty much the entire time. You know what I mean? So it actually could be the case file on, like, this one. You know what I'm saying? I just don't know what... I just don't know where to present it, to be honest. Because we have the things there. I'm getting a call, hold on. Goodness gracious. That was like, it's call after call today, let me tell you. Anywho. Man, I'm at a loss for thought right now again. What is Susato gonna say, actually? What did she say again? What do you think? Yeah, I know. Undeniable inconsistency. I assume it's to do with, like, the bookstore and its positioning, you know what I mean? So he went from... Bourbon Books down the street to here. Is there any reason why he would go like here to here to here? My big thing is, why would he be running away if it happened here and he would just go to here? You know what I mean? That part doesn't make sense to me, because this is such a straight shout. It is the 3 books. And he has the little... Oh. Well, how do I present this? It's your books, not, Bourbon Books. Oh, dude. Okay. Okay, I actually know everything that I need to do now. I need to go to, probably press this again. So I clicked the wrong thing here, actually. I did not read the bookstore that was on the thing there. Whoops-a-daisy, that's completely on me. You scroll down, you scroll through, you need to go to the bookstore's name. May I ask a favor? What? Would you kindly add the name of the bookshop to your formal testimony? I believe it may be of vital importance. It may be. Well, you know, I mean, yes, it could be a very important clue. Very well, not that I can see it being of any great significance, but please revive your testimony, Inspector. Okay, now I understand where. Okay, I'm locked in. I would look. I was out here playing with a switchblade when I didn't read the other name of the book. Present this bad boy right here. Thank you. Okay. If I could just stop you there, Inspector Gregson. What is it, Sunshine? I'm a busy man, you know. There's a receipt that we had just found in Mr. Natsumi's room. It was issued on the day of the incident, and the details, the purchase of 3 secondhand books, rather. And you found that in the accused's room, did ya? Yeah, but the point is not where the receipt was found, rather, but the name of the bookshop printed on it. Go on. This receipt was issued from a bookshop called Your Books. Your Books? Your, I presume? Yes, my lord. So Mr. Natsumi did indeed purchase a number of books at a secondhand shop bookstore that day. However, the bookshop in question was not Bourbon Books. Eh? What? Inspector, do you know of this other bookshop? Yeah, yes, sir. Your Books is another secondhand shop not far from Bourbon Books. It's just that, well, it's such a small place, I didn't think the accused would have even known about it. But in fact, that is the bookshop which the defendant visited on the day. I hope that it's literally just across the street. And this receipt proves it. Yes, for what difference it makes. Wherever the man purchases his musty tomes, it makes no difference in the final analysis, rather. I disagree. I mean, after all, I have the street the street map here, rather, if that might be of help. Yes, thank you. Have a look at this here, please. If the defendant had been returning from Bourbon Books, then yeah, it would make certainly almost he would almost certainly have passed the place where Mrs. Green was attacked. However, if we take into account the fact that he was actually at another bookstore, Your Books, it very well may turn out that he hadn't passed the location at all. Oh, could that be true? Oh my, it rather depends on where this other bookshop is. I do declare it may be a possibility. Is that right, Mr. Lawyer, sir? Is what you just said? Absolutely, absolutely could be right, but it also might not be. It's actually right next to the bookstore. Inspector Gregson, where's Your Books establishment? Well, obviously we looked into that. It turns out that Your Books, it's just here on the corner of Murchison Street going east. So I was gonna say, they didn't give us all of this like Calabash Road for nothing. So now there is a world where he didn't quite pass where it happened. This makes more sense. I was like, it feels like he had to come this way. But even so, it's still, he would just be running right to his lodge. Okay. And there you have it. As you can clearly see now, oh. I think this is hilarious. My learned Nipponese friend is obviously in training to be a clown. Wow! The way he regales us with such witticisms. I'm gonna fight. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna fight the Reaper. That would be crazy. To your future career in the circus. You put that glass down or I'll put it down for you, girl. I didn't think I needed to spell it out, but here we go. If the accused was coming home from Your Books instead of Bourbon Books, there's no doubt he still would have passed the place where the victim was stabbed. He could have gone the other way. Thank you, Inspector. Allow me to reiterate for my learned friend, if somewhat slow, Nipponese friend, wow. Wherever the man purchased his musty tomes, it makes no difference in the final analysis. Ugh! Ugh! As I suspected, you can't fool me, and I don't suggest you try. What did I say? What did I say? I've had enough of this now. I beg your pardon, terribly sorry, but would you mind repeating that? Mr. Naruhodo, you mustn't give up. What do you mean? If the prosecution's assertion is correct, the members of the jury will very well decide Mr. Natsumi is guilty. Ah, she's absolutely right. We must think. Let's consider the assertion just to put forward by the prosecution very carefully. They claim Soseki-san must have passed the location of the book. I mean, he could have not. The assertion just made by the prosecution is fundamentally flawed. He's going to suggest he simply went the other way. Explain yourself, counsel. Well, my lord, you can see what I mean on this map. It looks like he's got hiccups when he does that. When returning from your books to his lodgings, he could have followed the route suggested by the prosecution. However, that isn't the only conceivable route between the two places. If the defendant used these streets, look what happens. He arrives back at his lodgings, not at the front, not the front, but the back of his lodgings, without passing the location where the victim was attacked. I mean, he's still very close to it. Talking back to a clown is a fool's errand, of course. However, I feel compelled rather. The route is what is commonly referred to as the long way around. Is it that? I feel like that isn't really that. I guess it is kind of a long way around. A little bit. Ah. On a cold winter night, why would any man choose to take a longer route home? If it's less crowded, because my man is terrified, dude. Well, the answer is extremely simple. He wouldn't, would he? The accused obviously took the obvious route back to his lodgings and the obvious perpetrator of the crime. Yes, I've got it. Obviously, we must ask the man himself. Ask Natsumi which route he took. Well, I mean, he would just tell us that he took the long way around. I have already informed the courts of the accused's response to such questioning. Oh. He claims he has no recollection. Oh my gosh. Natsume. That's right, as I said, the bloke seems to spend his time outside wandering aimlessly from A to B. That day was no exception. He doesn't remember where he was or which route he took home. Admittedly, I mean, he's not from here, and he's just recently moved into that place. I don't believe it! Dude, oh man. Okay. I thank you again, my learned friend. And I suggest that we don't waste any more of the court's time by wandering aimlessly around the subject. Pray, what say you insightful jurors? But even if that is the case, the defense still hold it. Oh, here we go. Oh man, all of them are out here like, oh no, we're ready. I agree with Lord Van Zykes wholeheartedly in every way. Okay, well you, sir, oops, hit my bowl. You, sir, I feel like you're a very biased juror. What? I don't believe it. Does this mean we members of the jury are completely convinced now? Very well, in that case, I call upon them to present your findings to the court. Okay.
Guilty. Guilty.
Guilty. Guilty. Guilty.
I do like that they have voices. Dang, that's not good. Hey, this was over quick. I shouldn't have believed in him. It would appear the jury is leaning unanimous. To the insightful members of the jury, I applaud your brave resolve. You serve Queen and country admirably. Mr. Naruhodo? No, not yet. This isn't over yet. I still have one last chance to swip. We already know what we gotta do. I have to tip the balance of the scales the other way. I have to turn this around. Somehow. You know how to do this. Those are the eyes of Corey, not yet willing to give up and die. I do like it when he, like, pulls up his little armband. He's like, you better believe. So I presume you intend to wield your rights again in this trial, rights of the defense, written into the antiquated, British law that should have been buried long ago. Call it antiquated if you will, but it's the defense's prerogative to carry out a summation examination if it so chooses. Give me that summation examination. Boom, 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 boom. Hey, hey. Very well, counsel. In accordance with the letter of the law, we shall proceed in a summation examination. Are the members of the jury ready, Foreman? Of course we're ready. I'm all too familiar with that Nipponese whippersnapper and his onkus refusal to throw in his alley. Very well then, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. You will explain on what grounds you have determined that. I mean, I think this is pretty easy grounds. Huh? Is it pretty easy grounds, actually? I'm not entirely sure it is. Huh? For pity's sake, that little Nipponese oddity already admitted it himself, didn't he? No, he didn't admit that he did it. If he said that a woman in green collapsed before his eyes, why, it can only be the victim. The man wouldn't have gone around the houses on his way back from the bookshop, not in winter. So the poor woman was attacked from behind, was she? How dreadful. I really don't care. Can't we just wrap this up now? I got work to be doing. Well, he's not gonna be useful. Your books, yes. Nice shop that, but bourbon books, no, not worth a visit. Oh man, well he might not be useful either, dude. Dude, I don't know what to do here. They all seem pretty. I think the only two that I can really think about are, with minor exceptions, the reason for finding the defendant guilty are all too clear. When stabbing occurred, the only two people at the scene were the victim and the accused. I need them to stop saying that because there was also witnesses, right? And the accused himself has admitted to seeing the victim in her green overcoat sink into the ground before his eyes. Okay, but you know, look. Furthermore, we have heard from the inspector that the defendant has fled the scene. I don't get to press them, so I need to really, like, think here. I must say I would have ample grounds to convict this man already. Oh dear, even the judge appears convinced of his guilt now. Okay, why did he have to run away like that? And how are we supposed to believe in some phantom attacker that nobody could see? It's impossible. How can I possibly make a case for the defense? Mr. Naruhodo, this is no time for grumbling. You have to. If you want to force the trial to continue, rather, yes, I know. I have to turn the tides, make the jurors change their minds, use their words against them, for them at least. Definitely not going to be number one, for real, for real. We have no choice. We have to forge forward. Alright, thank you for my summation examination, my lord. Ooh, that's gotta hurt. I just need to keep this trial going somehow, whatever it takes. Come on, Ryunosuke, you can do this. Can you do it? I really don't know how I was gonna do this one. Sword in hand. I'm about to cut through their words. Feel like Danganronpa out here. Yeah, screw you. He said that a woman in green collapsed before his eyes. Why, it can only be the victim. The man wouldn't have gone around the houses on his way. I can press these? Really? I thought I couldn't press these guys. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Hold on. I didn't think I could. I thought I couldn't press them, right? Last time I couldn't press them unless they. Hold on a minute. I'm about to press some people real quick. Hold on a minute. If they're gonna let me do some pressing, I'm about to do some pressing. Y'all know I love to press. I'm about to press some buttons. I really don't believe that he is going to be useful, so I'm gonna press you and hope for the best.
Hold it!
You're right, at the time of the incident, the defendant admits to having seen someone wearing a green overcoat walking ahead of him. Yes, quite, that's precisely my point, and clearly that someone was wearing green was the victim. And clearly that funny little Nipponese man with a disturbing mustache is the culprit. Let's not forget, madame, the defendant rather vehemently denies attacking the woman. Why, of course he does. If he admits to stabbing her, his life is over. The man is obviously a liver-faced coward, honestly claiming the woman simply collapsed before his eyes. But if that's a lie you're suggesting, do you not think he would have concocted something more credible? Oh, I really couldn't say. After all, you are foreign. Who's to say what's go through? Wow, what? Yeah, okay, yeah, she's a problem. She's problematic. What goes through your funny little minds? I can tell you what's going through my funny little mind right now, but you wouldn't like it. I do declare the man has already made the admission, rather. He himself stated that there was no one else around. Surely that conclusion is obvious. No one else could have possibly committed this awful crime. Okay. No one else could have done it. The accused must be the man, rather. Really, it couldn't be more simple. Your argument is compelling in its simplicity, I must admit. Oh my, you're too kind, my lord. That went well for her. So I can press these, surprisingly enough. Huh. You can't deny that there are other routes Mr. Natsumi could have taken back to you from your books. Yes, like you drew on the map, you mean. What was it? Calabosh Road or something? Precisely. But it seems to me that that counts whether the little Japanese, that what counts is whether the little Japanese man actually went that way or not. Well, yes, that's true. At the moment, there's no proof that shows that he did, is there? Well, yes, that's true as well, and as I understand it, the accused himself doesn't remember which way he went, does he? Well, yes, that's annoyingly true. Winter nights are cold, so the way I see it, you'd want to get home as quickly as possible. Well, yes, why is all of this true? So really, the only thing that makes sense is that he went home along Briar Road. I'm supposed to be convincing you here. I've given it a lot of thought, you know. I didn't just make up my mind on a whim, that he did. I mean, if there was some logical reason why he might have gone the kibosh way, it'd be different. I'd be happy to reconsider my position in that case. Honest, I would. A reason why Soseki-san might have taken the longer way home. Yes, a good reason. I don't imagine you'll be able to sway this young man's opinion without one. So I can pit them against each other. I can't present any evidence. I do still have to pit them against each other. She was attacked from behind. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe you saw the fire. Actually. That's not a terrible idea, actually. I'm gonna press you. Whatever's the matter, young man? You're the... No. What are you doing? No. The wife? You're the wife of Mr. Garrett, aren't you? The landlord who rents Mr. Natsumi's his room? The master's wife? Where do you get your ideas, sir? I'm the maid. The maid, you understand. She's keeping up that charade? This is gonna be awkward. Why didn't you mention this yesterday? That you'd been selected for the jury for this trial, I mean. Well, I was told not to mention it to anyone until the day of the trial, you see. It was in the letter I received. The instructions were very clear, so I'm afraid I had no choice. I see. Anyway, Mr. Natsumi, the defendant, takes lodgings in your master's house, doesn't he? That's right, although he's only been in a little over a week now. And in that time, surely he must have taken stock of his character. Does Mr. Natsumi look like the kind of man who would commit such a crime? Why are you asking her that? You know she would say yes. Oh my goodness me, yes, he's just the sort. What? Hey, Ryunosuke, you were an idiot for asking this one. Dude, you are so dense. So we've talked to her about this, dude. Dude! Oh man, spending all of his time in that dark, dingy room, sporting that unscrupulous mustache, the man never speaks, and don't get me started on those shifty eyes, all the neighbors are talking about him. I've heard them, you know, people think he must be building a bomb in there or something. Oh dear, poor Mr. Natsumi, how could people say such things about him? He's just a harmless bookworm, nothing more. Well, you just called him a worm, so... Anyway, I'd better be careful about inviting this maid to speak. She has said enough damning things already. No. This isn't a good reason. A man's life is on the line, sir. This will take as long as it takes. Don't get clever with me, son. My life's on the line too, so is my family's. Likes of you wouldn't understand, but a laborer like me can't afford to take time off. If I don't work, I don't eat, and neither do the wife and the kids. Oh, I see. That must be very hard. I go to the union every morning to find out what needs doing. If you're late, the work's taken. It's tough. This time of year, there's water and gas supply lines bursting left and right, etc. They're after cheap labor to get the roads dug up and fixed. It's a hard slog from day till dusk it is. So, you were out digging up the roads on the day of the incident as well, were you? That's right. In fact, if I remember rightly, it was just around the corner from where it all happened by that old bookshop. Oh! What? Another coincidence? That's right. Mercham Street was. Mercham Street? On the map, Mr. Naruhodo, there's only 3 named streets. Turn number 5, I need you to add that information in your formal statement, please. What's the point in that? Can't we just get business over with now? Please, sir, it's important. Fine, I'll do it then. On the day it happened, I was digging up Merchant Street from dusk till dawn. Can I pit you against you then? Is that my answer?
Objection.
These two statements, I prefer that you can press the statements. I do miss pressing. I'm a boy who loves to press in these games. Those two statements are clearly at odds with one another. At odds, counsel, explain yourself. Please don't point. It wasn't me, I swear. Hey, what? I just want to get this done and dusted. Well, juror number 3. Oh, me, sir? What do you mean? Juror number 5's words just now are extremely significant. Let's take a moment to consider the implication of what's been said on our map of the local area. On the day in question, Mr. Natsumi visited that bookshop to purchase a number of secondhand books. On the same day, we now know that there were works being carried out on Merchant Street, making it impassable, which means the defendant's route home would have been blocked. Could not have taken him along Merchant Street and down Briar Road. Oh yes, of course. What do you think, sir? Well, yeah, you can't argue with that, really, can you? Now, you must have had a good 2 yards or more of the pavement up. Every gentleman and gentlewoman that came along the road turned back and went the other way. So the only conclusion is this. The defendant must have taken the longer route back to his lodgings. Yes, I suppose he must have. I suppose that must be right, eh? Juror number 3, you said the following. The man wouldn't have gone to the bookstore, wouldn't have gone around the houses on his way back from the bookshop, but we now see that he had no choice. Yes. My Lord Judge, sir, if I may? Yes. I don't think in all good conscience that I can say the man's guilty now. Yes, I'd like to see this trial continue so we can get to the bottom of what really happened. That's my boy. Boom, boom. Hey, I knew I trusted his head. That guy's okay, unless he did it. Yeah, clearly he didn't do it. I'm expecting someone on the jury to have done it at some point. What about you, sir? Eh, who, me? Well, alright then. If there's a hole in the prosecution's argument, it should be filled. That's what I say. That's what I say. That's what I say. But this court is not a home. This is not the judge I know. I traded all away. Well, I'm done. I'll stop. We've managed to change a couple of minds, at least to strengthen our position somewhat. Yes, it'll prompt the other members of the jury to reconsider their stances as well. They'll be asking themselves if their current leanings are right or not. Now, if only we could identify one more clue or discrepancy that would make them stop doubting Mr. Natsume. We might be able to tip the balance completely. Yes, that's exactly what we've got to do. So one more inconsistency. Mr. Von Zieks is looking to bring this trial to an early conclusion. That's what we want to prevent, have to prevent, by whatever means we have at our disposal. He's going to do it again, and I'm going to be very upset. Thank you, counsel. On with, yep, I got you. Thank you, buddy. So unfortunately, I think I am actually gonna have to go back and do this one.
Hold it.
And we'll do number 6 as well. Excuse me, but aren't you, fair play, right? I was a witness, stand myself just 2 days ago. Yes, I had a feeling I knew your face, or the side of it anyway. If I remember correctly, you're a banker, aren't you? That's right. After the gold rush, down under, rather, I came back to London to work. And it was going swimmingly until you started fossicking around. Bruce Fairplay was a man of repute. Yeah, I was gonna say Mr. Fairplay. Sorry? Don't go thinking I've forgotten how you treated me the other day. You had me and that young hatter pegged as criminals. Oh, well, you know, water under the bridge. Now there's all sorts of rumors buzzing around, and the police have been badgering me non-stop. If I could turn back the clock, well, anyway, I don't know about the hatter, but at least I'm in the clear now. And free to make up my own mind about who's guilty and who isn't. Ha! Thank goodness. Alright, maybe I might struggle to change this man's mind, given our awkward history. Oh dear, I wonder what's become of Mr. First now. He's probably second. Shut up, I don't think you're going to be useful. You suck, you're great, and I need to listen to you.
Hold it.
Sorry, fold it you say? Fold what? No, I said hold it. What I wanted to ask was, do you visit your books often? I like the old books they have in there, yes. I enjoy reading them over a nice cup of tea. Yeah, that's my daily routine, you see. Same thing every day, including the day you're talking about. I was there. And at what time did you visit your books on the day in question? Well, I was picking books in there all afternoon. It would have been just before 5 that I left. If you left just before 5, I guess he would have, because he made his purchase at 4:45. That's my daily routine, you see. Same thing every day, including the day you're talking about. I know you just said that, sir. Oh, Lamel, I got a work text message. It's late. Or a work message. Anywho, I don't know what this person is doing up that late. Exactly when the victim was attacked. Are you sure about the time? Oh yes, no mistake there. I remember it well. Nah, I'm not about to forget the day that day in a hurry, rather, not after the dreadful time I had. What do you mean? Well, I was walking down Kibosh Street when I slipped on ice and donked my head. It's always worse after the snow stops falling. That's when it was most slippery. Knocked myself clean out, I did. I really thought my number was up. Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. This happened on Kibosh Road, or Calabosh Road? That's right, I live in Cornpipe, you see. Heading down Calabosh Road is the quickest way for me to get back from your books. Juror number 6, I must insist that you add that to your formal statement. It very well may be extremely significant. Sorry, extremely sick? Well, no, I'm quite alright now. I love him, he's my favorite juror. Yeah, I'm good, Susato. I know what I'm doing here. I think I know what I'm doing here, actually. So what did he add? And who can I use that on? I slipped over that evening myself on Calabash Road and knocked myself clean out, you know? So... probably you? Or you? Oh, I actually have no idea who to use this on, dude. I slipped over that evening myself on Calabash Road. I knocked myself clean out. Oh. He's got a green overcoat. I see. Hey, you are actually useful, surprisingly enough. Take that.
Objection.
If we've proved now that he's traveled down Calabash Road, he could have seen this and started running. Oh my gosh, are you telling me this guy's just an idiot and never actually saw the person who got stabbed? Those two statements clearly show a flaw in the juror's reasoning. A flaw? What are you talking about, counsel? Well, juror number 2, juror number 6. My, whatever do you mean, sir? Did you say juror number 6? I think perhaps the old man didn't hear you. Unbelievable. It's not like I wasn't loud. Not like I was loud or anything. There's at least one fact that we can be sure of here. The bookstore receipt found in the defendant's room clearly indicates that on the day of the attack, he had been to your books and purchased a number of secondhand titles, and then he returned home on foot. But the man says he has no recollection of his journey home. And that's correct. But what he does remember is seeing someone appear in front of him on the way. Someone in a green overcoat who suddenly collapsed on the pavement before his eyes. Yes, well... Oh my gosh, then whose books are on the ground there? Did they move his books? Yes, we're all aware of this. The poor young woman who was stabbed, obviously.
Objection.
Shut up. I want him to not say objection. I want a lawyer who just says shut up instead of objection. Shut up! Can we really be sure of that, madame? My, whatever do you mean? I'm sure you heard juror number 6's account of what happened to him that day. Same afternoon, there was someone else apart from the victim who was wearing a green overcoat who fell over on the icy streets in the neighborhood. Oh my. Oh. My goodness, you mean... That's right. I'm referring, of course, to To the hard of hearing, juror number 6. Are you really suggesting that the person in the green overcoat whom the defendant saw collapse in front of his own eyes was the jolly old gentleman on the end of the bench here with me today? That is entirely possible, yes, they kind of have the same stature, to be honest. And the same hat, low-key. After all, the old man is a somewhat similar build to the victim. Well, look at that. My goodness me! Huh? Sorry, you need to pee? And crucially, I'll be right back. I'm going to the bathroom. You know precisely where the old man in the green overcoat fell. On Calabash Road. And therefore, if the person who Mr. Natsume saw collapse in front of him was in fact juror number 6, it means that the defendant must have taken the long road back to his lodgings. And if that's true, then clearly the crime scene on Briar Road where the woman was stabbed was not on his way home. I mean, it kind of is. He could have just like taken a little deep cut and say, hey, I'm here, stab you, and then leave. But then why would he drop his books? You know what I'm saying? You idiot old man, if you had not been so daft as to be roaming around about there, rather, we'd have boxed this off hours ago. And really, what were you thinking wearing such a befuddled coat? What did you say to me? Is it a crime for the elderly to walk on these streets? Is it a crime to slip on the ice? Is it a crime to keep up with the latest styles to wear a beautiful green overcoat? Is it? How dare you? It's a nice overcoat, not for nothing. You're gonna apologize to all the Japanese out there? My lord, I do hope it wasn't, it won't cause any inconvenience, but you'd like to change your leaning, I presume? I do declare that I would. I should like to call for a verdict of not guilty. Oh, thank you. And I would too. What? Is it a crime to change your mind? Is it? Well, I love seeing that's my boy. Well, there we go. I'd like to do that. I'm gonna do it first. W. Too sweet. Well, that summation examination is concluded with a rather large shift in opinion. Yay, the eyes 2, the nose 4. There you have it, not guilty, they say, which means we no longer have a consensus amongst the members of the jury. The trial will continue.
Objection!
Here we go again. Delicious sip. Could it seem churlish of me to drink from my hollow chalice moments after raising an objection? Only to crush it in disgust. Pray forgive the discourtesy. Why are you so surprised? This happens like at least 6 times every court case. It seems I must retract my earlier remark. What do you mean? I mistakenly credited these jurors with intelligence by describing them as insightful. And yet we have just witnessed them falling for a cheap trick performed by an Eastern entertainer. Whatever do you mean? I haven't tricked anyone. Everything I've said is the truth. Indeed, stalwart juror number 5 was undoubtedly repairing the road as he claims. I believe you said it was a good 2 yards of the pavement which you had excavated, rather, yep. Took me the whole day and they paid me a measly 2pence for it. Now my learned Nipponese friend, tell me. Do you have any notion of the distance the 2 yards represents? It's not that much, I guess. Well, if I'm honest, I don't have a clue now. 2 yards is a little less than 2 meters. Less than 2 meters? That's not much at all. In other words, a distance readily vaulted by anyone of moderate vigor. Would you not agree, my stalwart friend? Me? Well, I can't say you're wrong, no. What? And did you perchance erect a sign to prevent pedestrians from passing the site of your works? I wouldn't dream of it. A waste of time. That's hilarious. No coaches would have had any hope of passing anyway. We just turn any gentlefolk back when they come. Kids just jump right over us all the time. The accused is no gentleman, and as far as I can see. I have little doubt, however, that he could spring over a 2-yard... I actually would like to put that to the test. I think he might not be able to do it. 2-yard trench in his meanderings around town. With his books in hand? Is that true? Is it? The incontrovertible truth is that the books just purchased by the accused were found at the scene. There can be no doubt that on his way back to his lodgings, Mr. Natsume walked down Briar Road. Crushed in a single sentence. And old man. Cold man, you can talk? You say that around 5 o'clock the day in question, you slipped and fell on Calabash Road. Pray, was there a suspicious-looking Nipponese behind you at the time? Well, does he have eyes in the back of his head? Oh, I can't say I remember. You don't remember? How about a wager, my learned friend? You say it was the old man that the accused saw, but I would lay 1,000 to 1 against you being able to prove it. Well, yeah, I can't prove it. Order, order! Von Zeeks, explain yourself. My lord, if you had such a trenchant argument up your sleeve, why in the world did you not proffer it during the summation examination? I wanted to give this young foreign student the sightseeing experience he no doubt came for. I wanted him to see for himself how the opinion of the jury is so easily and readily swayed. Admittedly, I think Kazuma would have actually very much like it. I don't know if he would have been okay with that. I don't know if he would like the jury system here, actually. But my hospitality has its limits, and they've been reached, I feel. It's time. It's boss time. So, my learned friend, today's sightseeing tour of London is now over. Wait, what are you talking about? My lord. The prosecution requests permission to call its next witnesses to the stand. Granted, bailiff, bring the witnesses forth. Okay, well, that sounds good to me. Its next witnesses? Mr. Naruhodo, do you not remember? We've been told on several occasions there were eyewitnesses to the incident. Yeah, I remember one of them being a Scotland Yard policeman, no less. I'm afraid that's likely the prosecution's next witness. Alright, no matter who Von Zeeks brings to the stand as his witness, no matter what they say, I believe in Soseki-san. I know he's innocent, and I'll keep and I don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling until this battle is over. Well, that might be the end of this part. No. Love her scarf. She's styling. Witnesses, please state your names and occupations to the court. Are you telling me this is the person who saw this crime? First of all, I think she did it. She looks like a murderer to me. And maybe, okay, they have a shared scarf. They're dating. So he's probably just covering for her, not for nothing. That I believe is what might be the truth of the situation. Yeah, she's got him on a leash, dude. Constable Roy Beat. Saw! Saw! Nothing to report. None to report on the street, saw! Well. And I'm Mrs. Beat. Patricia's my name. I'm proud to say that I'm this young town's hero's wife. Hero? What's the story here? Well, in truth, we've not been married long. About 24 hours. In fact, we celebrated our first anniversary only the other day. So, oh, first anniversary. Okay, so they've been married about a year. About a year. Sleepy. No, it was your husband I was asking about. He seems tired. Hardly surprising. Whilst being an honorable occupation, patrolling the beat is the most demanding work in the world. We did hear about that, actually, from the inspector. Oh, really? I'm sure I've heard that before, actually. Indeed, apart from rare days off, our gallant officers trudge some 20 miles a day, you know? Yep. They patrol... Okay, I think what we had may have been optional dialogue from the inspector, but I guess we would have gotten it here regardless. They patrol the boarding houses and pubs, collect taxes, survey the streets, and check the meters are reading true. And they're responsible for keeping the streets clean and extinguishing the street lights. There are a number of items on that list that don't sound much like policing duties at all. I wouldn't just be falling asleep on my feet, I'd be collapsed long ago. Honestly, probably same. But it goes without saying that a policeman's primary duty is the apprehension of criminals. Even when he's off duty, a constable is expected to investigate and resolve any crimes on his beat. And for the London Bobby, is a man of honor. And a man of slumber. On the day in question, this man and his wife were walking down Briar Road in the opposite direction. They witnessed the incident as it occurred. Is that not correct, Mr. and Mrs. Beat? That's right, sir. Isn't it right, Rolly? Constable Rolly Beat, saw! Nothing to report on the street, saw! What a great witness he's going to be. Goodness gracious. Very good. I'd like to hear your formal testimonies now, please. Tell the court exactly what you saw on the afternoon of the incident. Yes, sir! Honestly felt, dude. I could use a nap. What you got? What the witnesses saw. What the witnesses saw! It was our wedding anniversary and Rollian was taking me out for a meal. There was no time to change after work. Anyway, the two silhouettes appeared on out of the fog. I thought there was really no fog, for real. On the pavement in front of us. All of a sudden, one of them just collapsed onto the floor, and then the other scattered something before running off. We ran straight over, of course, and then went for help at a nearby police box. It was definitely that Japanese man in the dock. Rolly and I both saw him as clear as day. I feel like she contradicted her own stuff, you know what I mean? Right? Like, dude, I feel like she just contradicted herself. I don't really have anything, like, other than man's, like, testimony that said it wasn't foggy that day. I guess case file. I guess we'll press everything, it's fine. Oh, this is extremely compelling testimony, I say. I don't know about that. I wouldn't say extremely compelling. I'd say, no, I wouldn't say extremely compelling at all. She contradicted herself twice, or once. She had two statements that felt contradictory. I think they might have said it's light fog, but it didn't feel like light fog to me. It feels like she fogged up, is what she did. Oh dear, this policeman and his wife are claiming to have positively identified Mr. Natsume at the scene. If their testimony is true, the alternate course of events that you established in the summation examination will be quashed. So we gotta prove that they're lying, is what you're telling me, Susato. Yo, we have got to prove that they are not telling the truth, Susato-san. Uh-oh, well, we'll see. It's the death knell, in fact, because that alternative was never viable in the first place. Now, hold on a minute. I'm pretty sure my boy did a great job. Although it feels like every time so far, and probably every time in the future that we do a summation examination, it's gonna be like, oh, well, that's unfortunate. It's gonna feel rough pretty much every time. Oh, I have an alarm that's about to go off. Hold on a minute. Thank you. Okay. An unfortunate be chancing, and on your wedding anniversary too. Oh, that is unfortunate. Oh, I know, but I still managed to go out for the evening with my man. With my man. I thank the Lord for that. Gosh, the life of a London Bobby sounds very hard indeed. Indeed. However, this cross-examination will be over in minutes. You may have the rest of, you may have time to rest this afternoon. Good. Hopefully, the Bobby might have time to rest? What do you mean by that? My learned friend, the witnesses saw the face of the man fleeing the scene. They are testifying under oath that it was no doubt the accused, Mr. Soseki Natsume. And one of these witnesses is a policeman, no less, so you appreciate the gravity of the situation, I'm sure. Okay. Well, here's the thing. I think we need to double down here. Sure, the thing is the guy is a policeman. Yeah, I was gonna say, I was about to say, okay, never mind. He said what I was about to say. She did all the talking. My man didn't say a thing. He's just taking a nap. Anywho. Enough preamble. Counsel for the defense, commence the cross-examination, please. Yes, my lord. It was our wedding anniversary. Rolly was taking me out for a meal. There was no time to change after work. Hit! No time to change after work, you say? Oh no, sadly not. Oh my gosh, I forgot I might have to do this stuff. So I need to like actually press everything. Oh no, sadly not. It's a job for strapping young men only. Women, children, and the elderly can't even apply. Well, I think you can probably see why children and the elderly can't do the job, can't you? I think Rolly looks ever so handsome in his uniform. It suits you down to the ground, doesn't it, darling? Wake up! Huh? What? I just finished my beat. Pat and I were heading back to the station. I was actually planning on getting changed there. Is he talking in his sleep? This is creepy. Oh no, Rolly. I much prefer you in uniform. Sometimes I don't even recognize you when I see you in plain clothes. Oh dear, that doesn't seem healthy. I agree. And they've been married for a year? Kindly here to the point. You were going for a meal after you had finished your beat for the day, correct? That's right, sir. No, I was fit to drop, to be honest. I just been my whole day on my feet. But policing is my life, sir. I'm the proud owner of this. I'll serve my city and my queen to the end. What's that now? My warrant card, sir. Proof that I'm a London copper. It's the noble founding principles of the force written on it as a reminder to all of us policemen sworn duty to patrol the streets of London town and uphold the peace of the common man. Sir, and for a noble cause, I cover 20 miles every day without fail and without a grumble, because I know that the ploddings of my boots is for Londoners need to hear to feel safe and secure. So fighting crime doesn't appear to come into it then. But sir, just on that one particular day, I was looking forward to celebrating my wedding anniversary. Mrs. Beat puts up with a lot being married to a Bobby like, oh, okay, hold on a minute. A Bobby like me, I wanted to show my dear wife how much I care. I hope neither of them did it. Oh, Pat. Oh, Rolly. You know what? They are cute together. Oh, what a charming couple. Their young love is such a joy to behold. If a little over the top, perhaps. And then kindly describe what happened next. That was all one press, goodness gracious. Anyway, two silhouettes appeared out of the fog and the pavement in front of us. Two silhouettes? That's right, they were coming towards us, walking up Briar Road in the opposite direction. Okay, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. The one in the back does not look that's not my client, dude. That is absolutely not my client. There was a rather plump figure, followed by a scrawny, thin-looking man. That does sound exactly like the victim as pictured in this print, and like Mr. Natsume. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. The person who was there looked less like Miss Olive Green and more like Kingpin, for real. And unfortunately it does. And you're certain at that time there was nobody else nearby. Oh, yes, quite certain. It was dark, but there are street lights on Briar Road, you see. There was nobody else around at all. Isn't that right, my darling? What? Who? What? Oh, what? Yes, that's right, of course. There was a lot of light fog on the ground, so light fog, I'll take that. But Briar Road is dead straight, and you could see a fairly long way down the pavement. And there on the street lighting as well, I didn't see any other pedestrians. Before sleep takes a firm hold, rather. Your answer, please, Mr. Beat. Are you quite sure of what you just said? Yes, sir. As a cop who spends all day, every day, watching us keep the streets safe, I swear to it, sir. As I'm as sure rather as my love for Patricia is true. Oh, Pat. Oh, Rolly. Oh, brother. They're still maintaining there was no one else around other than the victim and the attacker. It seems like there still must be, it's starting to seem that that must be really how it happened. It's beginning to seem like there's nowhere else to turn. Well, that didn't stop Mr. Natsumi, did it? He fled the scene all too accordingly, or convincingly. Thank you, I believe we have a reasonable clear idea of the situation just before the incident now. Now, the crucial moments have followed. All of a sudden, one of them just collapsed on the floor, and the other scattered something before running.
Hold it!
Sure. Scattered something? What do you mean by that? Oh, well, I couldn't quite make out what it was at the time, but then we got closer and realized what it was. Didn't we, darling? Oh yeah, what? Oh yeah, that's right. It was some old books. I see old books. Yes, sir. The culprit dumped a number of them all around where the victim lay on the pavement. Indeed, clearly pictured in this photographic print. That rotten Japanese man did what he did that when he did the deed. Let's not forget that it remains established that the defendant was indeed, yeah, right, it remains to be, rather, that he didn't do it yet. But we saw him. It was the man in the dock without question, sir. The mustache and the hunchback and the cat-like eyes and the top mouth and the snub nose. Everything. Any more insults you want to throw in? That's right, he looked down at that poor defenseless woman with those terrifying intense eyes. He does have some pretty intense eyes. And then he suddenly threw his books onto the pavement and ran away. I see. This is tough. They seem as though they're telling the truth here. May I remind you that this court, the court has this unambiguous testimony comes from a policeman and his wife. Now please continue. Yes, sir! You can take a nap again. She'll tug on you in a second. We ran straight over, of course, but then we went for help at a nearby police box. Was it your husband who went to fetch help? No, I went. I may not be a police officer myself, but I am a proud wife of one after all. Isn't that right, my darling? Wake up! Huh? What? Yes, I don't think they did it, but I think they are. I think one of their statements is going to be critical to saying, like, a policeman said this. That's our new, like, pivotal piece of evidence. Yes, that's right. I asked Mrs. Beat to go. I was off duty by that point, but a Bobby's never truly off duty, of course, so I felt obliged to stay and guard the same. Very laudable, Mr. Beat. Preserving the scene of a crime is a task considerable importance. Now, here's the problem. What if he slept at the scene of the crime? That's why I sent Patricia, you see. I told her where to find the right police box. Forgive my ignorance, but what do you mean exactly by the right police box? Depends on a crime's location, you see, as to who deals with it. Where the woman stabbed wasn't actually on my beat, so I told Patricia the way to the police box for the beat. The incident could go and report it. I ran there as quickly as I could and asked for help from the Bobby on duty. There is nothing more potent than a young couple in love working together, you know? And thanks to your swift response, rather, the case was quickly resolved. The action of those two model citizens. Oh, please, you're making us blush. Isn't he darling? Huh? No, I think it's actually the blood rushing from my head. The circulation from the skull continuing tugging around my neck. What she said, sir. Oh. Let's move on, shall we? It was definitely that Japanese man in the dock. Raleigh and I saw it as clear as day. Rolly. Like roly-poly-oly. But surely you wouldn't have been able to see his face by the light of the street gas lamps. I'm sorry, the gas street lamps, would you? We absolutely could. Oh, my boy. No, stop. Wait, no. What are you doing to him? Stop this. Us Londoners have exceptional eyesight, I'll have you know. Right. The light from the street lamps was more than enough. And my husband already told you that the fog was only light, didn't he? Ha, yes, and what of the fog? We're famous for it across the globe, I believe, but it's absolutely a menace to those of us who have to live with it, of course. Oh, it is, and when it's thick, you can't even see the hand at the end of your own arm. Someone's already said that this trial, ma'am. Yes, alright, I take your point. Now, could you please stop shaking your husband about? The constant fog makes our eyes very sharp, you see. That's why there's stars in mine. That's why we can tell you for sure and certain that it was the little Japanese man we saw. Can't we, darling? Huh, what? Yes. It was the accused, no mistake. The mustache, the hunchback, the cat-like eyes, the top mouth, the snub nose. It was unmistakable, sir. As far as this couple's testimony is concerned, there can't be any question. It was Soseki they saw running from the scene of the crime. So that's it then. That's their entire testimony? What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? Well, I hate to admit it, but hearing the testimony, it really does seem as though they saw Mr. and Mrs. Beat saw what they saw. Mr. Natsumi running away from the crime scene on Briar Road that day. Yeah, I feel the same. So if that's true, where does that leave us? The members of the jury are sure to call for a guilty verdict after this testimony. Oh no, then what do? We have to press or put some evidence out there. If Kazuma-sama were here... What are you trying to say? I think he would try and find a contradiction somewhere else in their yeah, I know. What do you mean somewhere else? Their statement about seeing Mr. Natsumi is unequivocal. Calling that into question won't help. But if you could identify some other part of their testimony which appears to contradict the facts, you might be able to discredit them, to make the jury doubt if this pair's memory is accurate that day. Oh, right. Okay, so we have to find a discrepancy. Yeah, I was gonna say, I know it'll be an early in Susato. Let me find this discrepancy real quick. Alright. Wait, what? Mr. Lawyer, sir, can I ask you something? Oh, yeah, of course, what is it? Well, you keep asking all these questions about everything we've told you, so... It seems like you don't believe our testimony, is that right? Is it? Well, out with it. What? No. Oh, no, it's really not all that. My husband's a policeman, I remember. Well, now she seems more suspicious. And I know what I saw. I remember every last detail, everything, oh, I know. What about the books the man dropped? I could tell you the names of every single one I could, every single one. And you dare question how reliable my testimony is? No, it won't do it all. That Japanese lawyer has no idea what I'm capable of. Even if I decide to forgive him for insulting us, don't think for a minute that Roly will. I really didn't mean to cause offense. Please put your husband's fist down. But perchance you would like the opportunity to supplement your testimony, Miss Beat? She's about to cook herself, I think. Might that appease you? Because so far I was like, I don't know what I can present. But if she's about to name some books, I'm pretty sure this is about to be exactly what I can present. Oh, thank you, my lord. That would settle things nicely. Wouldn't it, darling? You okay, buddy? Nope, he's not. I can even tell you the names of the 4 books. 4? Four? Girlie, I don't even need the names. I really don't even need the names. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I don't even need the names, but I would like to hear the names that you put down, actually. Because, you know, one of them might, yeah, you know. Yeah, we know that there were books dropped at the scene of the crime, as you say. Purchased, I'm sorry, Mr. My boy. Those purchased by the accused at the nearby secondhand bookshop on the day in question. After I'd been in the police box for help, I decided to give a good look for the area for good measure, and I'm proud policeman's wife, after all. I did it for Roly. And what was your husband doing at the time? Oh, he was lying face down in the oh my gosh. He works ever so hard, you know, ever so hard, don't you, my darling? Interesting way of guarding the crime scene, so he wasn't doing anything. Well, Mrs. Beat, seeing as you regaled the court with your tales of power of recollection, would you be so kind as to tell us those books? I'd be happy to. Now, are you all listening? The picture of... He's doing a terrible job, actually. The picture of Monchoir somebody or other, what's it yearnings? Those two are right. You want the meal for the dude, and you're probably gonna say something about a lion. Then there was a meal for someone, and the last one was definitely the thing gummies something. Lord have mercy. You see? Yes, I see there are 1 or 2 holes in your memory. Oh well, they were along those lines, I'm quite sure. There were indeed books found at the scene with titles along those lines, as you put it. What did I tell you? So, I think it's very mean the way you've been implying my testimony can't be trusted. Don't you agree, darling? Oh, wait, hold on, put that away, wait, no, hold on, buddy. Anyone who upsets my dear Patricia will have to answer to me and my revolver. After my nap. Terrifying. Yeah, she really is. So that's it. Yeah, no, no, look. I need all of y'all to hush, actually. No, I know where the somewhere else is. Yep, please, thank you. Yep, I got you. I understand. I just wanted to at least press that statement. Let's go over and over and over. Now, I don't know if they wanted me to present this, or if they want me to present, like this, because there's clearly 3 books here and not 4. We'll do both.
Objection.
Okay, here we go. Good. So you're saying that there were 4 books? That's right, I remember all of them. The picture of Monchoir somebody, what's it yearnings, a meal for someone, and thing gummy something. I'm sorry, Mrs. Beat, but there is a fundamental flaw in that statement of yours. Oh no, what flaw? Simply that at the scene of the crime rather, there were only 3 books, not 4. What? Have a good look at this photograph. As you can clearly see, there are only 3 books. But no, that can't be. I saw them all. You know what it is? You can't fool me. Sorry. It's that big old lump of a dead body. The lady's so large, her corpse is blocking the view of the 4th book, that's all. Let's at least try to remember the poor woman isn't dead. Right, even if we're insulting her size. No, I'm sorry, Mrs. Beat. But Mr. Natsumi couldn't have dropped the 4 books you described. He only purchased 3. Why not? Fascinating. And from your assured tone, something you can readily substantiate with evidence, I presume. Yeah, I mean, yes, we can, right? Counsel, you will present your evidence to substantiate your claims or withdraw it. Yeah, he purchased 3. I mean, like, he could have had... My thing is, like, he could have, like, had a 4th book with him, I guess. But I know where that 4th book came from, so we're just gonna present this, because this is what they want me to do. The evidence is right here, in the form of the bookshop receipt. From your books. Yes, this receipt details the Mr. Natsumi's purchase that day. But as you can see, only 3 books are listed. No. Therefore, Mr. Natsume would have only dropped 3 books at the scene of the crime. Which means that your powers of observation, madame, can't be relied upon. Well, that's not fair. Grr. So it cannot be denied that, though you say it was the defendant you saw, you could have very well been mistaken. Oh no, oh no, oh no, no!
Objection.
I love her patchwork dress, actually, or skirt, or whatever. It's plainly evident that we're grasping for straws for real. That it's your powers of deduction that cannot be relied upon, my learned Nipponese friend. What? What cannot be denied is that these 2 witnesses saw the accursed running from the scene. A fact you well know you have no hope of disproving. Ah. So you've striven to avert attention from that dint of some inconsequential discrepancies. Yeah, I agreed. That would be fair. He sees right through me. But your plan is somewhat recoiled against you. What are you talking about? It's quite simple, let me explain with a toast. To the policeman's wife and her entirely accurate testimony in every respect. Oh? You see, the matter is not up for debate. At the scene of the crime on Briar Road, there were a total of 4 books were definitely found. But, what about the photographic print? It only shows 3 books. Quite right, only 3 can be seen in that print. The print? Oh, you mean to say... Allow me to present another. One that shows the victim's hand. Oh, she picked... I understand. The Scorched Book, The Lion's Pride. I understand what's happened. So, this book has flown from that window. She reached down to pick it up. But maybe she, like, also hurled a knife out of the window as well, and maybe that stabbed her in the back or something. I don't know. It's It's the fourth book! As you will observe, the fourth book was hidden from view in the original print by the victim's torso. Now, no! Well, that sucks. What is he supposed to do? Order. There, you see it? You see it? Look at that. Look. Yes. It's just like I said, isn't it, my darling? Yes, sir. Patricia's always right, sir. But I started the receipt for the books purchased by the accused on the day in question. Mrs. Beat, the titles once again, if you please. Oh, yes, of course. The picture, yep. The picture of Monsieur Lacroix. What's it, yearnings? Canterbury yearnings. A meal for someone. A meal for, Gabbaro, in fact. As the court has just learned, or heard rather, the witness remembers the titles flawlessly, save for some minor details. Mrs. Beat's power of recollection can only be described as exceptional. Did you hear that, Rolly? The gentleman paid me a compliment. Yes, sir. Flawless, sir. Patricia is flawless. But there's only 3 books on the receipt, and Miss Beat mentioned 4. There's nothing surprising about that. The 4th book is, which is shown is, in that photographic print, rather. I'm sorry, counsel, but does that not seem odd? Why should the 4th book be omitted from the receipt? It's not odd at all, my lord. As the photograph clearly shows, the 4th book was found in the victim's clutches. In other words, it belongs to the victim. I can prove that it doesn't. The victim was holding her own book? I wonder, what became of that 4th book? What did become of it, actually? Obviously, it wasn't overlooked by investigating officers at Scotland Yard. I have it here as evidence. You submit... Why didn't you do it earlier? Why do y'all keep doing this? Just submit all the evidence to start. You will submit that in the aforementioned photographic print to the council, please. My pleasure. Well, yeah, okay, great. And thank you. I mean, I know where that comes from. I know where that book is. Yeah, go to sleep, prosecution. I know the prosecution rests, but the witnesses should too, to be honest. Yeah, baby. Oh, look at this. This book has been badly burned. You're right. You'd never been able to read it in this state, especially not the latter pages. What a terrible waste. Judging from the scorched edges of the paper, I think the damage must have occurred very recently. A book recently damaged by fire. Why does that raise a red flag? A red flag with me, rather. Yeah, okay, thank you. And I guess we can look at this. Yeah, there's nothing to click on the pictures, but it's good to look at them, I suppose. I have nothing further to add. What? You seem surprised, my learned friend, but your resistance up until now has been in vain. Entertaining, yes. But in vain. The spurious longer route to the accused's lodgings that you tried to establish in your summation examination, and the attempted discrediting of the witness's powers of recollection in your cross-examination. Futile. I walked right into this, didn't I? You did. You see, everything we've said is true. Isn't that right, my darling? Yes, Pat, marry me. You're already married. So, perhaps the ladies and gentlemen of the jury would like to reconsider their positions. Should the court waste any more time on this Nipponese travesty? Or is the decision you have to make all too apparent already? You have heard all of the witnesses actually, and seen all of the evidence. One of you should be really a little, like, perturbed about that evidence. The trial has run its course. Mr. Arado, I'm afraid we're in a terribly precarious position. I know, but if I fight back in the wrong way, I could very well make matters worse. Think, Renosuke, think. What do we do now? So here's the thing. A lot of times, raising an objection, there are only a few times in this game where waiting and see actually is the right answer. We'll wait and see. I should keep quiet now and see what happens. Well, it appears the defense has no objections at this point, which is the case. Mr. Ardo, was I not clear? The defense is in great danger. Yeah, I realized that, which is why I decided to let the sweat drip from my trembling brow in silence. You're so right, sorry. If I don't say anything now, it'll be all over. It won't, okay, yeah, okay. Hold on a minute. No, wait, okay, the defense, the defense will have to wait. Because that sapless hesitation cannot go unpunished. Okay, well, fair enough. Alright, well, okay. Well, fair enough. No, my learned friend, it is over. That last cross-examination was your final chance to establish a credible defense, and you failed. The die has been cast, there's no more room for debate. Well, it might be over as far as you're concerned, but I can't think of what to say. If I may, Lord Van Zeeks, it seems somewhat boorish to close down the debate at this point. Your insignificant little Eastern Isle must be a lawless hole indeed. Wow! For a lowly judicial assistant to have the audacity to intervene in a moment like this. Oh, well, first of all, lowly, I'll Susato throw your your sweet cheeks into the candelabra like you throw your dang gauntlet of a wine, sweet wine probably. I'll tell you what. Nah, tell him, Susato. I am, to my shame, still a very inexperienced lawyer. So you will have to forgive me, but I consider my assistant's advice essential and her opinions invaluable. Mr. Naruhodo, yeah, talk to him. One of this land's great guiding principles is tolerance, so the court will hear you, madame. Go ahead, Susato, please. Very well. Pray, what insight can you give us? What have we all overlooked in this matter that you see fit to pursue further? The fourth book. Well, the court has been presented with new evidence, but only after the last cross-examination finished. I see. You believe that new evidence warrants further examination, do you? Mr. Naruhodo, what do you think? It's just possible that this new evidence might be the decisive proof, rather, we've been waiting for. The judge is sure to ask the members of the jury to announce their leanings in a moment. And of course, he's sure to ask you to explain what the crucial piece of evidence is and why. So we must take this opportunity to examine I already did it, it's fine. I'm good. Thank you for telling me to examine. This is it. Susato-san managed to win us one last chance here. Can't let it go to waste. The defense wishes to present evidence, my lord. What? There is no more evidence. No more witnesses. Very well. The defense may present one further piece of evidence. Evidence that apparently provide... Yeah, take this book. Jeez Louise. Here. The evidence in question is what we can see from the newly presented photographic print of the crime scene. Well, I presented the book, so I guess either one is fine. The fourth book found in the victim's hand. We have already discussed the fourth book at length. Other than it being in the victim's grasp at the time of the incident, no significance has been attached to it. Pursuing the matter further would be a flagrant waste of the court's time, as you well know. Yes, I'm afraid, counsel, I must concur with the prosecution on this matter. When I afforded you this opportunity, you led the court to believe that the evidence in question contained hitherto undiscovered clue. Uh-oh. He was like, oh, wait, whoa, no, hold on a minute. So I must insist that you elaborate, counsel. You will identify this clue at once. Do I make myself clear? Oh, yeah, sure. It's, Mr. Naruhodo. I believe the prosecution is trying to avoid a thorough examination of the evidence, which means you may very well be on the right track. Yeah, I know I might be right. I know I might be right. So, counsel, yeah, I got you. I already looked at I knew this book was coming into question eventually. Hey, look at that, it's burned. Oh, I have to... Oh, okay, that's fine. Yep. I have to present it, my bad. Present that bad boy. It's burned. I would like to ask the court to observe the back, not the front, the back of this book in question. The back, not the front, the back. Goodness gracious. It's been burnt to a crisp. So we have to ask ourselves, why was the victim clutching what is clearly an unreadable book? It is undeniably an extremely unnatural thing for her to have been doing.
Objection!
Unnatural, you say? And what of it, my Nipponese friend? Oh! Well, as you can see at this point, if it bears no relation to the case, there is nothing to discuss. So, should you wish to assert this fire damage as some veiled clue as to what happened that day, pray, do enlighten us all. What truth does this charred book hide? A charred book. There is just one possibility here, and I can't quite bring myself to rule out. An outside chance, certainly, but worth a try. Alright, I'll explain my theory. Don't keep us waiting any longer, Council. Explain this theory of yours. What are you suggesting, that you can ascertain from the fire damage of this, sorry tome? Not the shop, not its content, but its owner. My lord, the burn on the back of this book reveals a startling truth. About the book's owner. I beg your pardon? But we already know who the book belongs to, rather. The victim was gripping it in her hand as she fell to the floor. After all, it's obviously hers. The question of how this book came to be in the victim's hand is yet to be answered. However, as to the question of who it really belongs to and where it originated, the defense has credible answers. Goodness gracious, how can you possibly? Very well, I'll play along. I guess he doesn't know. I guess because we hung out with Herlock Sholmes. Hey, thank Herlock. Thanks, buddy. I'll play along with this futile attempt to delay your inevitable demise. But do remember, the members of this jury may very well burn you if your little gamble goes awry. Counsel, the defense's response here is very likely to influence the final outcome of this trial. So tell the court, who do you claim the owner of this book is? It's Mr. John Garadeb.
Take that!
The answer is that the book belongs to the couple who own the house where the defendant has his lodgings. And by couple, I mean, John Garadeb and his maid. A certain Mr. and Mrs. Garadeb, the landlords. And whether this is some extraordinary coincidence or some kind of fate at work, I don't know, but of all the people here in London, one of the 6 chosen for the jury duty in the courtroom today is none other than Mrs. Garadeb herself. Oh my goodness. Me? I think you must be mistaken, sir. I'm not Mr. Garadeb's wife. I'm his maid. Things would be so much easier if you would just drop the pretense. Alright then. How about a simple question for you? Have you ever seen this book in Mr. Garadeb's house? I would never presume to know all the books he keeps, sir.
Objection!
This is outlandish behavior. This woman is the accused's landlady, yes? You implicate the hard-working member of the public. You besmirch her without a shred of evidence. Your actions are unforgivable. No, I have a lot of evidence. I investigated there. This is not mere conjecture. The defense happens to know that on the day in question, at almost the exact time as the victim was stabbed on the pavement below, another incident was taking place in the room on the top floor of Mr. and Mrs. Garadeb's house. Good lord, what sort of incident, counsel? A fire, my lord. Which is weird because I don't know why those two didn't make mention of a fire going on above them. They certainly would have seen the smoke. You know what I mean? Afraid to say it was. Happened in the blink of an eye, you know? The whole place was full of smoke. Couldn't barely see a thing. Didn't take long for the fire to spread, of course. The barley furniture started going up as well. Worst of it, I lost my favorite. The book called The Lion's Pride. The Lion's Pride. By Jove, it's the very same title of the subject of this debate. Oh, dear me.
Objection!
It is that book. This is risible. All you've told the court is that a book by the same name was involved in a fire, in which case it would be reasonable to assume that this book was burned to ashes. And entirely unreasonable to infer that it magically removed itself from the scene of the crime. Perhaps it would make more sense if I told you that the cause of the fire was a martial discord. Without going into details, it appears that Mrs. Garadeb was considerably angered. Apparently, she continued attacking Mr. Garadeb even amid the flames. Oh, how awful! I can't even imagine being so horrid to the one you love. Can you, Rolly? Absolutely not, sir. My petitioner would never raise a finger against me, sir. And Mrs. Garrett's over there like, give it 20 years, kids. Had all my favorite old novels in that case, but as soon as the fire got hold of them, that was it. Whoosh, up in smoke. And then my wife started hurling things at me. There I was, my back against the window under heavy enemy fire. Incendiary books coming in 10 to the dozen. The man had his back up against the window and had burning books thrown at him? Goodness gracious, are you suggesting that the book that was thrown through a window and landed coincidentally at the scene of the crime? Yes.
Objection!
No, a thorough investigation of the surrounding area was conducted the very evening, and there was no report of the Garredub's window pane being broken. That's quite true. We also saw no signs of broken glass when we visited the Garredub household. But it's not conceivable the window was open at the time, and not even remotely. Let's not forget the season and the chilling weather that accompanies it. There was a fire, fool! No Londoner would ever leave a window open in the middle of winter. Ah. Does the defense postulate this scenario in all seriousness, counsel? Do you earnestly claim that a book found at the scene was a flaming projectile thrown? Yeah, absolutely. This has to be the truth. I believe it's a possibility, my lord. No, I believe it's the truth. I think it had to happen. That's quite enough. Who was this? Oh, her. Well, I hope that everyone can see you for what you are, you little foreign trickster. You call yourself a lawyer, but you're just a coward, a mean coward. Really? You? Calling our little tiff to set the whole neighborhood alight, honestly. Implying that I'm merely posing as a maid for appearance's sake, rather. How could you? It's nothing to do with this beastly case, not any of it. All you've done is sully our family's name. No, I assure you that was never my intention. Dragging an upstanding citizen's name through the mud simply to divert attention from your failing defense. I should box your ears. That's what I should do. It's utterly unforgivable. Do right. Here we go. How long have we sat here now listening to this Nipponese spouting out his fancy foreign theories? But think about it. At the end of the day, the only person who could have possibly stabbed the victim is that little hunchback with the mustache. He ran away from the scene, too. I do declare you're right. It's true. Yes, what did I tell you? Makes sense to me. Oh, what? Sorry, what is that? Well, it would appear that the ladies and gentlemen of the jury are once again in full agreement. What is your position, Lord Van Zeeks? You're gonna let me have one more thing? In truth, my lord, I feel these have been unnecessary protracted proceedings. But then one must exercise patience in order to savor the best vintage. No, wait, hold on. The mystery of the fourth book still hasn't been... Oh, you bought the whole boot. If books are your predilection, my learned friend, study them on your own time. What, no forgive the discourtesy this time? He said, take my discourtesy. In that case, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will now state your individual decisions regarding the defendant's wait, are we doing another one of the things?
Guilty!
Oh no, we're doing, yeah, okay,
Guilty.
I assume we probably are.
Guilty. Guilty. Guilty.
Guilty.
Oh man, even him, I thought he was gonna be like, I can't hear you. What if we just lose this case? I think that's a possibility. Thank you for that unambiguous response. That's twice now, it's over. Mr. Naruto, dump up. Can we do the thing again? Have you forgotten? The battle isn't over yet. You're not suggesting. Of course, the defense has the right to another summation again? You can still convince the jurors to change their mind. You still have one more chance. My lord, the defense, we want to do it again. You believe you still have tricks up your sleeve. I don't intend to trick anybody. I intend to uncover the truth. This is no time to be downcast. As long as there's still a chance, I have to stay strong and determined. We gotta go twice with a summation examination. This is definitely the end of this part. And this will be the end of the episode, because we went a little bit longer than I thought we were going to go. Interesting. I don't know who did it. Here, thank you. Alright, we'll go back to the main menu. So that we're not just sitting around. Hey, you two, hush up. Yeah, thank you, Judge. We're getting out of here, Judge. I will talk about what we got going on. Give me back to the title, thank you very much. Yeah, you can say it for right there. He only said one line. Yeah, Trial Part 2. I guess there's a world where we have, like, a Trial Part 3. I don't think so. Well, it may be. Like, I could see us having another day of investigation on this. Because at this point, it feels like it was, because... This feels like, I don't want to say an accident. That feels like not a cop-out, but you know what I mean? I feel like... So, walk and talk with me. This case is not confusing, but I do believe nobody physically was there to stab her. I do feel like this knife came down and just plunged into her from a high distance. But I also don't believe it's the homie who just tossed a knife out there and it landed conspicuously in her back. I do believe that she saw the fiery book lean down to pick it over, and then a knife plunged into her back. But I feel like at that point, somebody would have been above to drop the knife in her back. Because when they have things like this where he's like, oh my gosh, I'm here, oh my goodness gracious, my gosh, and nobody else was at the scene of the crime, I feel like you have to think to yourself, how else could this knife have been plunged into the back? Because we've seen some crazy things in Ace Attorney on how a crime actually happened, but you know what I mean? And I feel like this is still, we at least still have a whole part worth of stuff, and I do believe my boy is innocent. So I think he still might die, to be completely real with you. But we'll see what is the truth of this case next week as we finish off episode 4, I think, unless this is longer than I think. Finishing off an episode every 2 weeks seems to be like a good vibe so far. I'm taking off though. Until next time, I like it. I really like the characters in this one. I feel like this one has had the best set of characters so far. But maybe it's because we're like getting introduced to people who will be like, I guess, relevant for the rest of the game. Like, I'm assuming we'll see the Inspector a lot more. We'll see her ladyship a lot more. We got to do another little thing with Herlock. I really do like Garadeb and his wife. And I honestly like the two at the witness stand right now. I don't think either of them did it, but just because somebody might just drop a knife, you know what I mean? I think that's probably, but why? Why is the real thing, and I think the other why is, not a why, it's a who. Who is Olive Green, for real? I think there's a lot of questions that I don't have a lot of answers to. And we're gonna have to find them out during the case, because that is one other thing that I feel like we have not gotten at all, really. I feel like at least, I mean, we've only had one real investigation so far, but during that investigation, I feel like we didn't get a whole lot of evidence at all. I think we got like 2 or 3 pieces of evidence, and the deduction thing, which turned out to be very much related to the case, which I appreciate. I figured it would be. So I'm glad that came to pass. Regardless, next time we head back to court and we probably finish this episode. Until then, Toodaloo Flight Crew, thank you for watching.